assassini cappuccini cured my brain damage. Hello, friends! Welcome back to Red X Trace Amounts of Science Memento, Part 1. Disclaimer, this happened a few months ago. I mean, a decade ago, a few months ago. I might have some hardcore memory issues, so this might be a little vague in some parts. So let's do a quick rundown of the characters, and I'll fill in any other details as the story goes on. I like that. We're getting right on into the business, ain't we? Me, TC, we're gonna call him OP, but TC is short for trauma case. Pretty much a walking example of how badly brain injuries can ruin your life.
Have you ever had a dream that you do?
Male, 18 at the time of this story, still currently in therapy to repair / figure out how to live with said trauma at age 19. Story takes place at the start of and during my first few months of occupational therapy, OT, tall with annoyingly curly hair. I pretty much live at the gym, so I'm pretty fit. I want to hear about the brain trauma a little bit more. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but yeah, I can't help myself. I must know. Please tell me. Okay. Bro is my best friend since preschool. My teammate from when I played lacrosse, 18 also at the time of this story. Black hair, built like a goddamn tank. He does CrossFit competitively and is planning on joining the Air Force soon. Arguably the most supportive person in my life at the moment. Well, I'm not gonna smack him too much for joining the Air Force. I mean, I know what it's like to be lazy too. Brick is a blue chip All-American goalie, burgeoning stand-up comedian, and a really good friend of mine. Also a teammate. He's 18 at the time of this story, built AF, blonde hair. He got a full scholarship ride to Brown last year, but due to some academic issues, ended up going to school in-state. Minor character in this one. Oh, okay, well everybody's on the lacrosse team, so I'm gonna presume that the brain damage might have come from the lacrosse. Unfortunate, yes, but I don't know. We choose what we choose. Attention deficit AD is the beard in question. She, it's a Legbeard, was going to occupational therapy at the same time that I was for ADD or something like that. A figure like the boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the social skills of a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. A very big fan of painfully bright clothing. Well, that is unfortunate. The boulder part, maybe she can't help it. The social skills from Jurassic Park, she definitely can help it. So I can't feel all that bad for her. But let's see just how bad it gets, I guess. I didn't realize it's going to be a Legbeard story. High five, everybody. So this is going to get real depressing for a sec, because I feel the need to put some context to my time in occupational therapy. Yeah, I already figured it out, but I asked for it earlier, so, one finger curls up on the monkey's paw. My life was kind of amazing senior year. That's not an exaggeration. It honestly was. I had a beautiful girlfriend. I was a starting defender on a lacrosse team bound for state. I had good grades and a full ride scholarship to a decent D2 school. Oh, D2 like the Mighty Ducks, the second one? I saw that. I love that, dude. The Flying V. I know what you're talking about. They played lacrosse, the Mighty Ducks. So, playoffs roll around. Semi-finals, specifically. And as cliche as it sounds, it ended up being our rival school. Wouldn't be Mighty Ducks without some shit like that. Fourth quarter, we're up, so we decide to run a trick play, and Brick clears the ball to me. I start running like the cops are after me, and I see my opening and head for the goal. What I didn't see was the defender, who blindsided me. Coach called a timeout. I was helped to the sidelines. It gets a little fuzzy here, but I managed to convince them that I was good to go back in, but I very much wasn't. Yes, you just had a traumatic brain injury. We'll take your word for it, though. He looks good. His eyes are only a little crossed. Get back in there, son. Then I got hit again. Hard. Next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital with Bro and my parents looking very concerned. Things started going downhill after that. My grades tank, my girlfriend broke up with me, calling me broken, which, cut pretty fucking deep, and my scholarship dried up as well. So I was in a pretty low place, just trying to keep my head above water once I started occupational therapy. Honestly, that is a rough pile of shit to land in your lap. I gotta be honest. I'm not very good with the emotions, sympathy's difficult, but I'm deeply having sympathy for you now. Although, you did pick to play lacrosse. you sort of knew what the risks were, and I don't know, but still it sucks, Plenty of people get to play lacrosse without a fucking brain injury at the end of it all. I'm not gonna come after OP for it. Everybody deserves to have a thing. You had a thing. It didn't work out well. It basically took away everything you ever loved. But I guess the real choice is, do you love that thing enough to go play lacrosse on the Mighty Ducks team again? Quack! 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 I hope you do. So that's when I met AD, our Legbeard, as you recall. She made a point to talk to me during my first appointment, even though she was sitting with a different therapist. Being the friendly guy that I was just happy to talk to someone who would put up with me struggling for words every 30 seconds or so. I should have noticed the signs, however. That's a common thread on this sub, I guess. We all miss the signs at some point. I mean, traumatic brain injury is a good excuse to miss the signs. Sorry it happened, by the way. It's terrible that it happened, but yeah. Good excuse. Good excuse. Sorry I forgot to pay. I have a traumatic brain injury. Just walk out the door with whatever you want. No, that is not going to turn out well. Anyway, red flag numero uno. She started asking how her favorite wounded warrior was doing whenever I was there. Ooh, wounded warrior. He's not part of the military. He's a fucking lacrosse guy. What are you talking about? Red flag numero dos. She made fun of me whenever I would struggle to find a word when talking, which was, constantly. Oh, that sounds fun. I'd stop talking to you. Red flag numero tres. Was really insistent about giving me rides home from therapy. No. To the point of trying to pull me into her car. Okay, alright, well, the traumatic brain injury was an excuse up until the point that she tried to kidnap you. And then I think even somebody with, the most severe injury in the world would be like, that's pretty sus. What are you doing right now? So I titled this story as such because I wake up more often than not feeling like the guy from Memento.
I guess I've told you about my condition.
Only every time I see ya.
I have to trust notes or the people around me about certain things. God, it really... that must be such a fucking difficult thing to live with. I don't know how I could do it. I'm such a cynical person, it would change me on a fundamental level. Maybe that would be for the best, though. Somebody hand me an ice pick, I'll get it behind my eye. We'll get this whole thing figured out. So Legbeard started to take advantage of all this about a month into us knowing each other. Wow, it took her a whole month, huh? It started with little things, like her adding me on Facebook and accepting the friend request on my phone while I was with the therapist. Oh, you just manhandled my phone? What the fuck are you doing out here? You can't do that. OP said that she was also there for occupational therapy, correct? So she's not like a therapist or licensed individual. There's really no recourse, I guess. We've not mandated any laws against friending yourself on Facebook on somebody else's phone. At least not yet. But if we do, this bitch is the cause, okay? And so the next day, the conversation went like this. OP says, "Hey, how long have we been friends on Facebook? I feel like I would have noticed." Laughing but also suspicious. No, don't laugh it off. You should come at her with the force of 1,000 suns. Show her that you're not one to be trifled with. That's the only way this truly gets fixed. She says, "Yeah, you added me like a week ago. Did you forget already?" Oh, gaslighting a fucking brain damaged person. How, oh God, how low can we sink, truly? You answer me that. OP says, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And she says, "Come on, OP, would I lie to you?" I really didn't know the answer to that. At that point, I could barely remember my own phone number. This escalated into her doing the same thing with my phone number and a dozen offers to hang out that I just didn't remember. Yeah, you were supposed to meet up at the Orange Julius. Don't you recall? It's so dastardly, dude. I've seen Legbeard sink to many depths, but this is a new flavor for me. Dastardly. That's the adjective. So yeah, Bro was great at bailing me out of these situations, but he couldn't be there all the time. I'm sorry if these stories are going to be a bit fragmented. I'm still not 100%, but writing helps me get better at talking and at remembering stuff. Hope you folks enjoyed anyway. That's true, actually. Reading gets me better at talking. That's what I've noticed. Next up, a particularly frightening evening, trapped with Legbeard for an hour while I wait for a ride home. This one I remember a bit more clearly. So yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, I'm sure this one's etched into your fucking subconscious. Remember when I was a caged animal with no escape? Yes, every part of my being remembers that. I've got PTSD now. Edit, guys, I'm a little embarrassed. Oh, yeah, we gotta read the edit, I guess. So when I was writing this first one, things got kind of confused and I wrote everyone's current age instead of how old we were when this happened. It's fixed now, but I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so you were actually 18? Were you younger in the first iteration? Probably so. And then people were like, hey, that part's pretty sus. It's like, oh, well, let me just change the age then. I don't know. Traumatic brain injuries, that old get out, you know. I'm going to find it really hard to pin down this OP and say, it's a fake story, but you know, it seems real enough to start. We do got quite a little ways to go, so I'm going to save comments from the Gubbinses, and we'll get into it after another part. Memento, part number 2. Oh, we're just doing the same title? Okay, that's fine. I like spicy titles, but this'll work. That's probably why I didn't find it for so long. It's a generic-ass title. OP says, hey all, I really appreciate the support I got from everyone in the last post. I was super helpful, I'm sure. I'm doing a lot better now. I'm at a local community college. This comes up later. And I am actually managing to hold down a job. But you guys came for a story, so here we go! Returning characters. Yes, we've met them before. New to this chapter, Kahuna. Another teammate. Not as close to him as I could be, but he's awesome. Massive Hawaiian dude, likes to wear those flowery bucket hats. Oh, that's kind of sus already. But he does remind me of David Kalaiki Ali.
The Flying Hawaiian. He runs the 40 in 4.5.
I don't know if he actually liked bucket hats with flowers on them, but I guess we can retcon that. So, I said in the last part that a lot of this time is pretty fuzzy. Most of these appointments were pretty routine. A lot of me cursing and fumbling my way through various exercises. AD stepped up in her harassment. She started showing drawings of me and leaving them in the room that I usually did exercises in. Like really provocatively posed shirtless pictures. Like of you? Yeah, I know what I look like. What is this for? It honestly looked like she was drawing me like an anime character. She texted me constantly. God, this is just some of the thirstiest behavior, you know? Hey, what do you, I drew you a picture, did you see the picture I drew? Like, cool it out, bitch. There's no reason for all this. I know you've never been this close to somebody that has, you know, like actual muscles showing on the outside of their skin and fat, but it's not that exciting for most regular people. I guess she just doesn't get out all that often. She met somebody at her physical therapy class and she's like, is he the one? He has to be. Do I really? Please don't make me do this. Legbeard says, hey, handsome. Yeah. Are you gonna text her back though? OP says, I'm sorry. Who is this? She says, did you not save my number, silly? And OP says, yeah, that doesn't exactly help me. And Legbeard says, it's AD, cutie! OP says, oh, hey, look, texting kind of hurts my head, so I'll talk to you later, okay? So she then called me. Yeah, what? You said you wanted to talk. No, I said I'll talk to you later. That means I don't want to talk. The texting thing was just an excuse. Like, texting's way easier than talking. Whatever. What? Just don't answer. Block the number. Oh, it's that girl that's really creepy and weird? Blocked. Done. Then I don't have to remember to do it tomorrow, Mr. fucking 51st dates. Of course, OP did do the smart thing here and did not answer that call. And then she spammed until I turned my phone off. Sounds about right. Anyway, the appointment in question that I remember clearly ended with her giving me a poem she wrote about me. I don't remember it clearly. I remember texting a pic to Bro, so I'll ask him if he still has it. My dad texted me saying he got held up at work and that I should text Bro or my sister to see if they could give me a ride. I left the office and sat in the lobby. AD was staring at me from the parking lot. She does drive, but it's this really shitty Mazda, absolutely plastered in obscure Japanese stickers. Okay, why does that matter though? Like, she's willing to give you, I guess the cost is too high. The cost of that ride, yeah, I said it in the first part, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But what's up with Dad? I guess, you know, dude's gotta work and shit, but it does feel like a bit of a failing on your part, you know what I mean? Can't you say, I need to go pick up my brain-damaged son from therapy, boss? I'll be back in 30 minutes to finish whatever menial shit you have for me? Thanks so much. Tone like that is why I never able to hold down an actual job, you know? I'm just a little bit of a catty bitch. A little bit, sometimes, maybe. So yeah. All this adds some urgency to OP texting Bro. I mean, she's going to ask. Just be prepared to say no, if you actually want to say no. You can sit out there for an hour. Hope you brought your Game Boy! Nobody plays Game Boys anymore. OP says, my dad isn't coming. Can you pick me up? Bro. Yeah, for sure, dude. OP, she's staring at me. Bro. It's gonna be like an hour and a half at least, because my brother's borrowing the car. You gonna be good? Bro, you're just getting hung out to dry left and right. OP says, I guess we'll find out if I'll be good, won't we? Bro, just stay alive. I'll bring the cavalry. Yeah, in 90 fucking minutes. Probably 2 hours. Let's just round it up, okay? Brother's gonna bring the car back on time? Yeah, right. I'll get in the fucking taxi. There's ways out of this, okay? So I sat down and I tried to work on some of the writing exercises that my therapist had assigned me. Like a T-Rex breaking through a fence to devour a small child, AD thundered into the lobby. You look like you could use a ride! Yeah, you look like you could use a diet. So that's low. That's really low. She's trying to do a nice thing. I shouldn't have said that. But also, it's kind of truthy. OP says, well, my dad, and he says, did he ditch you? She tried to say this all cutesy, like she was talking to a small child. OP says, no, he, well, you did say I could give you a ride home if it ever came up. Gaslight. OP says, oh, I did? She says, of course you did! She squealed and grabbed me by the hand and started dragging me outside. We got into the parking lot and something just felt wrong. It was 100% chance, pure luck, that I happened to glance at my hand and I saw a note that I had written earlier. One that sent a chill down my spine. Don't trust her. Fuck. That gave me goosebumps too, OP. Very nice. Wonderful execution. Oh, I managed to extricate my hand from her meaty grip, and I said, I have a ride. It's on the way. Well, I backed away. No, you don't, she insisted. Her voice got a little lower and more angry at this point. Yes, they will be here soon. Then I'll wait with you. Fuck. Well, at least I avoided whatever fate was waiting for me on the other end of that ride. Do you really think that it would have been... It probably would have been terrible, dude. She would have been like, oh, he has brain damage, you won't remember this tomorrow. And then just, Yeah, something terrible could have happened. Something terrible could have happened!
Now you will get ready for the zim-zam and the babbity-bibbity.
Oh, thank God for that hand note. I need to write more notes on my hand. All I managed to write on there is a little mustache. It's fun, though. I can put it up to my nose. Very fucking 2005 scene girl, whatever. We ended up back in the lobby, and I sat down, and she tried to sit on my lap. Holy shit, she's trying to break your knees. I jumped up, and she gave me this look like, oh, what did I do wrong? And then I glared at her until she picked a different seat. I pretended to look at my phone, and she stared at me longingly. A very uncomfortable 10 minutes pass. She looked at me and said, did you read my poem? Reading makes my head hurt. I try to avoid it most of the time. Why does everything make your head hurt, OP? I'm starting to think you don't like me. Well, I don't like you, and also, I have brain damage. I have brain damage and I still don't like you. Can you... Can you put that together? You're never gonna 51st dates me, okay? You are no Drew Barrymore, let me say that. Or I guess you'd be Adam Sandler in this case, being a stalking, creepy harasser. You do have kind of the same energy there, but fatter, so it doesn't look great on film. The camera adds like 500 pounds or something. OP says, well, I don't know what to tell you. I have a concussion. Everything makes my head hurt. I could make it better. And she tried to make like a pouty, kissy face at me. No. This is the most I'd spoken all day, so I already had a blinder of a headache. You're so cute when you're confused. What? I was honestly curious as to where I sounded confused. Exactly! You're so funny! She giggled. Okay then. So when's our date? Hold the fucking phone. I look at my hand again. Don't trust her. No, for real. OP says, I don't think I asked you out. And she says, oh, you don't remember? It's okay, cutie, I still love you. My brain was struggling to form a coherent response to all that. My heart sank at the thought of another hour of this. I'm telling you, dude. Call a cab, all right? Might be a decade ago, might be 2 decades ago. They still had cabs. Thankfully, my friends have the best timing in the world, and Bro, Brick, and Kahuna roll up like SEAL Team 6. Well, you're gonna need all 3 of those fellas to roll that chick off the top of OP. Legbeard says, OP, I don't trust your friends. Are you sure you don't want to go with me? Yes, these people that I've never met, I don't trust them immediately. She is just a maniac. Hey, we've got it from here, Gigantor, Brick said as Kahuna took up a position between us and her. That's so rude. I have a condition. Moby Vic vibes. Then she says, OP, why do you hang out with these guys? My friends. Are you good, dude? Bro asked as we marched toward my car. I didn't feel like talking anymore, so I just smile and nod. I'll text you, she yelled after us. He won't reply, Brick yelled back. Kahuna started cracking up at that. That's funny. An hour and a half, I asked once we got to the car. Took less time than I thought, man. I called Brick and we took his car. I think we're gonna start going with you to these things, though, Bro said. Honestly, good interference. That's gonna shoot Legbeard's entire plan in the foot. I'm for it, yes. I'm sure it will only cause her to get more sneaky and wily and gross, but we'll see. Maybe she'll be a rational human being. Take the L and walk away. Probably not. So yeah, this is the wrong story if you came here for snappy dialogue and witty responses. Really, this experience showed me how amazing my friends are and how they would definitely step to get my back if need be. I'm eternally grateful for the support system I had during this period and still have. Next up, Legbeard shows up at the gym. Only because OP was there, not to actually work out. just to be clear. It's all just as bad as it sounds, trust me. Edit dialogue isn't exactly how it is here. I remember her trying to talk me out of going with my friends, but I don't remember exactly what she said. Edit 2, I'm a little embarrassed. When I was writing the first one, things got confused. I wrote current ages instead of how old we were when this happened. It's fixed now, but I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I was 8 years old when all this happened, for real. No, that's not how time works. It's linear, sillies! And speaking of sillies, how did you guys feel about this one so far, Gubbins?
My guy, you're living in a Christopher Nolan movie, but the villain is just one aggressive Reddit mod with a live laugh lurk tattoo. Dark Gubbins.
Live laugh lurk? I think it's live... Whatever. You tried your best, okay? We're all trying our... Everybody's a little brain damaged today. I think... I think that's good. It's within the theme. How you feeling, Gubbins?
Bro, she drew him shirtless anime pics and tried to abduct him in a Mazda covered in hentai bumper stickers. Even the T-Rex from Jurassic Park had better game.
Yeah, it's like a Reddit mod with a tramp stamp, live, laugh, lurk tattoo, and the T-Rex had a baby. And they birthed it into an occupational therapy center, and its only purpose is to harass the patrons therein. I don't know. I don't understand I guess the motivation is a relationship, but like... Yeah, what is her life like? What does she do when she's not at the therapy center? I guess nobody cares. I shouldn't care that much, but yeah, it seems like she's there all the fucking time. Although I guess maybe it's just the stories that we get. Anyway, we'll continue on into part number 3. Why not? And I hope you guys will enjoy. And so it is, Memento part number 3. Hey guys! Another fun part of traumatic brain injuries is a super irregular sleep schedule. So here's part 3. I didn't know that about brain injuries. I like how you said super fun though. That sounds awesome. My sleep schedule is also irregular. Returning characters, we've seen basically all of them. New to this chapter, Red! Potential dating material. Ridiculously awesome gal, works at the coffee place that shares a parking lot with my gym. She's tall, drop-dead gorgeous with long red hair. Definitely not a biased description at all, you guys. Puts up with my memory issues and has been making a point to try and coax me into talking more. There's also Tiny, another teammate. Not as close to him as I would have liked, but we bonded in recent months over finding out that we went to the same gym. He's about 5 foot nothing, like he barely breaks 5 feet, but he makes up for that by being the most ripped guy ever of all time. Like he probably could have very easily squatted a car. Yeah, it's a little man syndrome, but also like it's so easy to develop muscle if you're short like that it's a mistake not to. You gotta get in there and make some stuff happen. Red, I don't know if I like the name for the dating girl. I just personally, I think I'm uncomfortable with that. So we're gonna do something different, okay? I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Disclaimer, I don't remember everything about this particular incident, so Brick is on the phone helping me fill in the gaps here. It's been a few weeks since any major incident with Legbeard. Bro, Kahuna, and Brick had been taking turns going with me to my appointments, so she wasn't able to get close. Oh, that's so fun. And you guys get to go to the appointment and dunk on a Legbeard with your bros? Is that not like the most fun thing ever? It was actually kind of cool having an audience for these because when I'd get frustrated about my exercise, they'd help me to calm down. When I made progress, they'd get super excited and hug me and be super proud, and it honestly helped a lot. Did they slap you on the butt? You know, good game, bam! So whenever I got frustrated about how slowly therapy was going, or just with the situation in general, I would go to the gym and lift heavy things. I also started swimming laps in the pool there. My friends and I also tended to get super rowdy when lifting. Me, not as much. At least not anymore, because the whole talking issue, but still. The hot redhead girl, she also came to lift with us, and I was trying to impress her. Of course. Yeah, that's what I want. Coffee shop girl, not big Indiana Jones Legbeard. That's gross. Bring me coffee shop girl. Of course, my ex had kind of shattered my confidence with the ladies, so it was slow going. Yeah, can I just say, what a bitch, you know? I'm glad you found out that she wasn't the one, because that's some heartbreaking shit right there. What if you would have found out 10 years down the road? She's not ride or die. Pathetic. But yeah, slow going even with all my friends prodding me. I was really into Redhead though. Like every time I looked at her, that song Sirens by Lee Brice would play in my head, but just that one line.
I was scared, but she was beautiful, like a movie.
So we're at the pull-up bar. I have a 20-pound chain over each shoulder, and I'm cranking out reps like it's my job. Bro-Bro's getting excited and doing everything except actually running circles around me screaming. Tiny and Brick are doing the same thing on the other bar, and Redhead's cheering me on. I drop down exhausted, and Bro-Bro grabs me. "Badass, dude!" he yells when he's excited, and I nod wearily. Redhead tries to high-five me, and I miss. She giggles and grabs my arm, holding it up so she could high-five me. I mean, yeah, we reached muscle failure, you know? I'm having a hard time. Can you give me a low five, please? We conversate briefly. Well, she mostly talks. I listen and struggle out a reply when she wants me to talk. Things are going well, but then the energy in the room just changes. Something doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's like a displacement of air that large. It's not natural. Something terrible this way comes. Brick looks over my shoulder and just starts laughing. Standing at the entrance to the gym, dressed in all pink neon, way too tight workout gear, is AD. This neon was so bright it hurt to look at. I mean, it's not just the neon, I think. It's pretty painful no matter what she's wearing. She thunders over, seeing me. "OP! I didn't know you went here." OP just says, yeah. "I'm here all the time. I don't know why we haven't run into each other." Tiny and Brick start listening at this point. "Oh, really? When was you here?" Tiny asked. "Well, Sundays, but I took some time off because I didn't want to overwork my muscles." "That's not how that works," Brick laughed. "You need muscles to overwork first." "I won't even dignify that with a response. I'm so sorry you don't know how the human body works. OP, when you feel like leaving the Neanderthals and the..." She glanced at Redhead. "Sluts behind. I'll be waiting." Yeah, you can be waiting a while, ain't you? She's not actually waiting for anything. It's just her God-given inertia. She doesn't know how to, go places. Somebody has to give her a little push. Red was wearing yoga pants and a sports bra. Like hot girls normally wear at the gym. Oh, is that how that works? I thought hot girls wore, like, hot pink neoprene spandex bodysuits. That's what people like, right? It's still 1980, isn't it? OP says, I'm sorry. I'd never been more embarrassed in my life. Brick and Bro-Bro explained what AD's deal was to Redhead. I didn't hear this part, but according to Bro-Bro, she was very sympathetic and also made a joke about asking me out just to piss AD off. Yeah, I mean, I guess we take those. Anywho, we continued the workout with the beady eyes of my admirer on us. We moved to the bench press, and she would be sitting on one a few rows down from us. Shoulder press, same story. Lat pull downs, same story. We made our way through the entire workout with AD starting to get exhausted just from following us around. Honestly, this is probably some of the most exercise that she's had. She has to pretend to use the machines so you guys won't be suspicious. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is turning her life around, Anyway, Brick, Bro-Bro, and Tiny decide that we should all get dinner afterwards. They head out to the car, and I hang back to wait for Redhead, because I'm going to muster up my confidence and ask her to come with us. I know what you guys are thinking. No, OP, no! That's when she strikes! When you're alone! Well, I had not learned my lesson yet. Not even close. So I'm sitting on a bench near the woman's locker when AD found me. "You waited for me!" she squealed. "No, I knew you couldn't stay away." She tried to hug me, and I shoved her off. Well, now I need to change my shirt again. Great. No, I was waiting on someone. I got out, finally. "That whore!" she screamed. Like, full-on screamed. Yes? Yeah, probably yes is not the right answer there. But yeah, we both know who you're talking about.
She belongs to the street.
She's a very nice girl, all right. She says, Opie, no! She's gonna cheat on you, I guarantee it! Sluts like that don't care about nice guys like you! Opie says, you don't know. You need a real woman! You need someone who will appreciate you! She placed a meaty, club-like hand on my knee, and I jumped to my feet abruptly. Please! Hey! You need to go back to your lagoon, fucking sea monster! Brick had apparently come back in to check on me. Dude, Brick is cool. MVP plays out here. Screw you then, OP! You're just a frickin' brain-dead piece of crap! And she waddled angrily into the locker room. That fucking hurt. Brick saw me trying to stay calm. A part of me was screaming at me to cry, but I was not about to let her get that satisfaction. Come on, buddy. Let's get you out of here, Brick said gently. No. Redhead. What about her? Dinner. Dude. And he punched me in the arm lightly. He waited with me until we saw Red coming out of the locker room. He then disappeared into the lobby, well, within earshot, so we could talk. Are you okay? I heard shouting, she asked me first. Yeah, I'm fine, said OP. So, what's up? Would you, are you inviting me to go out with you guys? I nod gratefully. She smiles back and follows me and Brick out to the parking lot. Hey, well that was easy, wasn't it? Fucking, yeah. Sometimes mutual attraction is a thing, and when it is, yeah, it's just that easy. So I asked Red later. Apparently, AD had cornered her in the locker room, butt naked, and told her that I was in love with her and that we were going to get married, and she needed to stop slutting around with AD's future husband because I was too good for her anyway. We had a really good laugh about that later. Redhead told me that she wasn't upset at the time because she kind of knew that I was into her, and at the very least, the body type that I found attractive was not Snorlax. I mean, who could play? Some people are into Snorlax, but yeah, not me. I mean, competitively, like, what a fantastic Pokemon, but dating-wise, yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I get a preference. So AD texted me later that day, apologizing all over the place, telling me that she was in love with me and she just went a little crazy when she saw me with someone else. Before anyone asks, I did block her multiple times, but all she'd do is download one of those apps that you can text from and make like a dozen new numbers. It was easier to just ignore her. Also, I figured out that it was better to have some idea of what she was planning before it actually happened. Honestly, yeah, should probably tell you the entire thing for like a fucking Bond villain, you know? Brief note to the amazing people here, this was dictated to me by Brick. Hey, LegbeardStories, you guys kick serious ass. I'm really grateful to you guys for giving OP a place to tell his story where he's not going to be judged. I'm glad you guys like him as much as we all do. Brick! Yeah, he's alright. So there was a lot of emotional stuff here, guys. Brick was super excited about me writing this stuff down, so I'm probably going to be calling him a lot to fill in some of the gaps. Anyway, thanks for reading. Next up, AD's research on me and some frightening revelations about her version of reality. Yeah, it's disconnected. We know that already. Edit, guys, a little embarrassed. Oh yeah, it's the age thing again. That's fine. I do think that, like, as a character, I haven't truly gotten to know OP, which means I don't really like him, but it's also good because I don't really dislike him, you know? He's just sort of there the entire time. He's a medium for the story to move along, but he doesn't contribute all that much from what I could tell. I guess that's because of the brain damage and whatnot. So I can't knock him too hard. Again, I'm trying to be more understanding. We've had like Kevin and a Big Rig vibes with the brain damage. We've had Moby Vic vibes with the Legbeard herself. It's really a good saga, honestly. Brick throws in some of those one-liners. It's just the best thing ever. So we'll get into part number 4. There's 12 parts of this, but we'll do a third of it today. And then we could expect 2 more episodes in the future, presumably. So let's get over there, and then I'll get the thing from the Gubbinses, and then we'll probably go back and smash up the lab or something. Memento, part number 4. Here we rolling through. You guys have been awesome, so I figured I'd give you the next part now. Returning characters, you remember them. So after the episode of the gym, I went back to focusing on my therapy. My goal was to be able to form a complete sentence, at least complete enough to ask out a certain redhead with no stuttering or pauses. I wanted to be able to catch a lacrosse ball again. Yeah, those are 2 disparate things, but we can want many things at the same time, that's true. I attacked my therapy with a new ferocity. AD decided to start researching me with the same ferocity. Suddenly, she started trying to initiate conversations about very specific stuff that I was interested in. Stuff that I hadn't told her. I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. Ruby is the only anime I actually watch. I love Red vs. Blue and pretty much everything that they put out.
Why are we here? Are we the product of some cosmic coincidence, or is there really a god watching everything?
Yeah, Rooster Teeth was fucking good at one point, 10 years ago. It's unfortunate the way it's gone. I wonder what OP likes these days. I mean, I don't want to assume because of the brain damage that it's just like Italian brain rot shorts, but I don't know. It might 2 + 2, 2 negatives making a positive, and like, oh, Assassini Cappuccini cured my brain damage. I hadn't talked to her about any of this. I didn't publicize it that much, but there she was at the appointment wearing a Ruby shirt. I realized that I had talked about it on social media before my injury, and I'm assuming that's where she found it. Oh, I'm sure she's been digging fucking deep. She wears the same shirt for like 3 straight appointments, looking at me very intently, like she thinks that that's all it takes to start up a conversation. Around this time, she started posting on Facebook constantly about how much she loved Red vs. Blue and Ruby and a few other Rooster Teeth things that I had talked about via social media. I mean, maybe you just alerted her to it. Maybe she legitimately does like it. But yeah, the fact that she found out about it from you, it does put a damper on the whole thing a little bit. It's pretty creepy, a little bit. She posted this whole multi-paragraph rant about how attractive she found lacrosse players specifically, and how she loved it when guys were attractive with a certain vulnerability to them. Yes, he's muscular, and also I can gaslight him into doing the things I want him to do. Wow, that's fucking, I said that earlier, dastardly. You are an evil human being. Hardly a human being. About a week later, she shows up and her hair is red. Like, not the same color as Redhead's hair. Red as if Red took her already red hair and found a way gaudier, brighter red and then left the dye in for a week straight. It made my eyes hurt. Bro saw this. He was actually speechless for a little bit. Unfortunately for us, the Legbeard was not. "Oh, P, hey!" she screeched. Hey. "You look hot, OP, like those portraits that you had me draw of you." I didn't. At this point, I had an anti-gaslighting, thank you for the word, guys, cheat sheet. Of course, the title was AD's a lying bitch, and I had no concept of what gaslighting actually was, but yeah, the concept was exactly the same. "Your friends have been messing with your head. I don't think that's right at all." She said this trying way too hard to be sympathetic. Can we like report her to the doctor or the therapist or somebody? Can I schedule a different time slot? Like, there's gotta be a million fucking ways out of this situation, doesn't there? Ugh. All OP could get out in response was a non sequitur. Hair. I tried to phrase it like a question, but it didn't work out. "Do you like it? I knew you would." I guess that depends on if my man OP here is like a fan of clowns. I think the doc is gonna have some issues with you ditching him. Bro finally chimed in. I wasn't talking to you, idiot! Walk away. Now. Right now. There's absolutely nothing here for you. Bro dropped his voice dangerously low, and she avoided us for the rest of her appointment. This, of course, did not stop AD from leaving a story that actually helped to shed a bit of light onto how she sees things. She dropped it in the exam room while I was gone. It was a story featuring me and her in a gross, romantic way. I'm not going to go into specifics, but here is a broad synopsis. I was hoping for screenshots of it, you know. I want to read the fanfic, get real fucking deep in there, but okay. I'll take a cliff notes. AD, a beautiful, saintly nurse, is working in a hospital. Selflessly working in a military hospital. Wow, she works at 2 hospitals. I'm impressed. OP, a handsome soldier with a head injury, comes in. I think there was a point in the story where she brought me back to life with a kiss. It was just really weird for a bit, but just when we were finally going to settle down and be in love, a group of evil soldiers from my former army manipulate me into leaving her. Yeah, that's what happened. She'd written a note at the top saying that I deserved better. I told Redhead after the appointment, and she came over right away. We hung out and watched TV. Well, she made me go through the exercises that my therapist made me take home and made me tell her about my day in detail. She actually managed to make me smile after everything with AD. But naturally, giving me a moment of peace was against AD's nature, so of course she started texting me. Yeah, but you're with the redhead. Who cares? You just say, hey, listen here, you massive bitch. I'm not in the market for a pig with lipstick on it. If you're savage enough, she'll let go. I guarantee it. Probably not. She'll just double down. Like, he hates me because he cares so much. AD says, what's up, cutie? And OP says, I'm with Redhead. Can't talk. Yeah, that's fine. Then turn the phone off. Why are you spending so much time with that whore? I bet she's cheating on you. I doubt her hair is actually red. I can't believe your friends are lying to you about me and our relationship. You don't have to stay in that situation. You could stay with me. You're worse at texting than you are at talking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I can't stay mad at you. Respond! That's entertaining. Red noticed the phone buzzing like crazy. She reached across my body and turned it completely off. See? She know what she's doing. I wanted to ask her out so badly right then and there, but I couldn't get the words out. I could really clearly see myself saying the right words, but something just wasn't connecting between my mouth and my brain. I mean, the brain damage probably doesn't help, but the limerence plus the brain damage, my god, that's a hell of a thing. I don't think I can make words either. We decided to give my brain a rest and watch some shitty horror movies on Netflix for the rest of the day. Next up, AD tries to ruin my favorite sport. Is she gonna become a mighty duck? Is she gonna do some lacrosse player things? The Flying V! Just fly together! I remember that. Mighty Ducks D2 when they go to college. I think we're good for the day. Gubbin says, do you want to get in here last minute?
Lady, you look like Grimace did ketamine and fell into a cotton candy machine. Get back to your lagoon, you scaly swamp cryptid. Gub gub.
I said, I ain't giving you no tree-fitty, you goddamn Loch Ness monster!
Gub gub, what? How do you know about ketamine? Who? He's been in the chemical supply closet, I'm pretty sure.
She tries to mind meld with TC by dyeing her hair, so Red even the Kool-Aid man would file a cease and desist. Unhinged doesn't even start to cover it. Dog Gubbins.
I mean, desperation will take you to some crazy places, that's what I know.
Before leave, me try make new flavor for tribe to enjoy. It ketamine Kool-Aid. Me call it Goofy Grape Coma Punch. Should be safe if you got 2 or fewer brain cells, just like everyone in that last story. Gubbins.
Yeah, I got a couple brains. It's my turn with the brain cell, I'm pretty sure. Can I have it? Can I fill it with goofy grape coma punch? What the fuck?
Smell like summer camp and the inside of a crash helmet. Are you sure this is safe? Dark gubbins.
I got the recipe from Soft Chief's YouTube members and Patreon patrons. They wouldn't go in the internet and tell lies.
Her entire world just collapsed, but that's good. You see, this is healthy. We need to burn old dead things away, don't we?
Death, you are my bitch lover!
Memento Part 5. Oh, how exciting. OP says, I had a pretty chill day off, you guys. And it's been amazing to see everyone here so supportive. Returning characters, I guess we could do a cast list again, that's fine. TC, that's our OP, but TC short for trauma case. Pretty much a walking example of how badly brain injuries can mess up your life. Male, 18 at the time of this story, and still in therapy to repair/figure out how to live with said trauma at 19. Story takes place at the start of and during my first few months of occupational therapy. Tall with annoyingly curly hair, I pretty much live at the gym, so I'm pretty fit. I mean, 18 and 19, that's good time to mix your brains up and stuff, you know? You don't want to do it after that prefrontal cortex solidifies. You still got a chance to live a moderately normal life, maybe. There's Bro as well, best friend since preschool. My teammate from when I played lacrosse, 18 at the time of this story, black hair, built like a goddamn tank. He does CrossFit competitively and is planning on joining the Air Force soon. Arguably the most supportive person in my life at the moment. Yeah, the Air Force guy. We made jokes already, it's fine. Attention deficit, AD, the beard in question. Snorlax Legbeard. She was going to occupational therapy at the time that I was. She had ADD or something like that. The figure like a boulder from the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the social skills of a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Very big fan of painfully bright clothing. Red, dating and all but name. I call her Redhead because I don't want to date the OP. I'm sure you're fit. I'm sure it's great, but no, I don't. Please. I spend all my time with her, drop dead gorgeous, long red hair. She's an amazing girl, and she actually picked up lacrosse to help me work on my hand-eye coordination. Tirelessly supportive. Yeah, good woman. Good woman is so hard to find. But one that is supporting you like that, I don't know. I'd hang on to that, man. I know 18, 19, it's a difficult age to hang on to anybody, though. So maybe you just enjoyed it for what it is, and that's okay, too. Brick, blue chip All-American goalie, burgeoning stand-up comedian, really good friend of mine. Oh, I fucking love Brick, dude. In the last episode, I identify with Brick so much. He's the one-liner guy. I always loved the one-liner guy. In Moby Vic, it was Robbie. Yeah, there's always a one-liner. Brick is 18 at the time of this story, built AF, blonde hair. He got a full ride scholarship to Brown last year, but due to some academic issues, he ended up going to school in-state. Oof. Kahuna's another teammate, not as close to him as I could be, but he's awesome. Massive Hawaiian dude, likes to wear these flowery bucket hats, talks pretty much constantly, and has an intense love of pranking the unwary. Oh, pranksters, huh? I like a joke, but a prank, you know, there's physical comedy involved. Oh, it's on another level if you pull it off right. There's also a new addition in Coffee Bro, who's a buddy that OP met through work. Actually got the job that I have currently, also my current roommate, around the time this story took place. A little bit out of shape, but he gets along really well with all my other friends and my teammates. Yeah, Coffee Bro seems pretty chill. We should have called him Devil's Lettuce Bro, but they wouldn't allow it. Maybe he only likes coffee. I don't know. It's a shame that he's out of shape, though. And then if you're hanging out with all these fit dudes, maybe you could ask and be like, hey, could you help me to develop a workout plan for myself? And then you stick to it. And then people don't immediately remember you as the little bit out of shape guy. I don't want to be that fucking guy. I've made changes within my own life recently. It is amazing what you can accomplish with just like putting your mind to it and consistency. I believe in you, Coffee Bro. Please don't be a schlub forever, okay? I mentioned in the last part that I was trying to work on two things, catching a lacrosse ball and asking Red out. I presume that's true, I don't recall. I also have brain damage. One of these things was going well. The other, I was probably just being self-conscious about it, but I didn't feel like it was going well. That being said, Red was still spending all of her time with me. Yeah, I mean, if she wasn't, then you'd know it's not going well. But she likes being around you, so just embrace it. Feel good about your winning. It's okay to enjoy things, all right? On this particular day, we were at my high school's football field. Bro, and everyone, we were teaching Coffee Bro how to play. Dude, fuck yeah, I love this already, all right? he is gonna better himself, and I love to see it. That's my favorite part. I had my stick, but I was just watching everyone pass. Redhead was sitting with me, and we were just enjoying the sunny day. Come on, you're gonna join in, she said abruptly. Not ready. You'll never be, if you keep sitting there. She smiled and elbowed me. See? Good woman! There's all the signs. What happened to her? I shipped this, dude. I hope you guys stuck together forever. Like, it's a little schmaltzy, but also she's clearly good for you on some level. But also some people just don't work out. They drift apart, whatever. Like I said, that's okay too. Anyway, OP says, fine, you're coming too, right? I asked. Brick had like a dozen extra sticks, so she was using one of his. She got up and joined me. Are we going full contact? I presume not, if Redhead's coming. Passing was incredibly difficult at first. Everyone slowed it down super hard so I could keep up, and so Coffee Bro could learn. It was insanely rough still. I felt like I was learning the sport all over again, but slowly, muscle memory took over and I got my rhythm back. I still dropped almost every pass, which was so frustrating, but it felt so damn good to be playing again, in some capacity. Yeah, I mean, it's good that they slowed it down for you and stuff, too. There's no shame in needing to catch yourself up again, okay? Clearly you were smashed in the head. We all understand. I don't think I'm helping. Anyway, like a thundercloud rolling in, Legbeard, Snorlax, showed up to ruin our day. Oh my god! What are you doing here, OP? She yelled across the field at me. Oh yes, what an unpleasant surprise. Are you fucking following him now? Kahuna said, about to go into attack mode. It's a free country! I was just coming to do some training for my club lacrosse season. You play? I said, dubiously. Bro, nobody's buying this shit. Go home. Go home before you embarrass yourself further. Of course I do. My team went to nationals last year, she said. She tried spinning her stick casually and almost dropped it. Of course, at this point, we all noticed that the fucking tags were still on the stick. Yeah, it's just completely transparent. Part of that is sad because you spent like $30-40 on a stick to come down here and try and impress me, and still nobody's fucking impressed. Still everybody thinks that you're a goober. Get out of here! I'll say it again, stop embarrassing yourself. A brief lesson on how lacrosse sticks are packaged. Oh, thank you, OP. I always enjoy when we go off into the weeds, you know. The higher end sticks will have one tag attached to the mesh at the head. Lower end sticks tend to have a strip of cardboard around the head to obstruct the pocket of the stick, so you can't actually catch a ball unless you take off the packaging. And Legbeard had the cheapest looking stick I had ever seen. So the tag was still on it, but not the cardboard? Or was it both? See, now I'm confused because of our foray into the woods. I guess it's fine. Brick smirked and lobbed a ball at her, insanely gently. She acted like one of us had just tried to shoot her. She threw her stick down and ducked to the ground. All of this happening well after the ball had hit the ground. That could have fucking killed me! No, not even close, Bro said. Is he the one who hurt you, OP? She said to me. No. Even if I had, I'm sure he'd still prefer my company over yours, Brick said. We're gonna go back to what we were doing now, so you go and train, or whatever the fuck you call it, Redhead said. OP, do you want to come help me? She looked at me while stroking the stick suggestively. I'm gagging just thinking about it right now. Just too overt, too aggressive. It's just gross. Stop it.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
OP says, no, I don't. See? Now leave us alone, Redhead said. No one asked you! Snorlax Legbeard screeched. Kahuna was tired of all this, so he snatched Legbeard's stick out of her hands and threw it about 20 yards away. Hey! Why the fuck would you do that? She screamed. Go fetch, Bro said, trying not to laugh, and she waddled after her stick frantically. Yeah, I mean, you follow me around like a puppy, maybe you get treated like a dog just a little bit, you know? Why don't you have some self-respect? Seriously, go home before you embarrass yourself further. Grab your stick and keep on walking. Maybe look in the mirror, have a good think about your life, you know, what it means to be alive and what you are doing here. Scary questions to ask, I know, but I think we all owe ourselves at least some answers. At least try and get the fucking answers. Won't you try? She won't. Loud, obnoxious intrusion, momentarily forgotten. Brick went back to his goalie gear, and we started taking shots on him in the goal that we dragged onto the field. All is good again, briefly. A few glances at Legbeard show her staring at us impotently, and then trying to look busy. She would try to pick up the ball, and then look very intensely at it, like she totally meant to not pick it up. God, this is peak. I love watching people, like, clearly being awkward, but trying to pretend that they're not the most fucking awkward thing in the world. People watching. I sit there and I do it forever, and this is a peak example. I would love to be on those bleachers just watching her fucking try and play cool while being, like, the uncoolest person alive. My God! It's Ambrosia! So, OP says, I decided to try and take a shot. Through pure luck, it goes in just under Brick's goalie stick, and I let out a real loud cheer, and Redhead basically jumps into my arms, and everyone else just high-fives me. I turn back toward the goal and almost jump out of my skin. Legbeard had ran over and was standing there, eyes closed, arms open, like she was waiting for a hug, and she was panting more than Usain Bolt after breaking a world record. Yeah, probably all sweaty and stuff. It's only gonna get sweatier the longer you wait. So if you're gonna do it, you have to go now. You have to go now or you'll die. Probably it's not worth the risk. You know, what do you get out of it? Human connection? Fuck that. I got plenty, thanks. What the fuck are you even doing? Coffee Bro said loudly. Oh, OP should be celebrating with his girlfriend, she said matter-of-factly. He did, Redhead said simply. Whoa. What? If looks could kill, then Legbeard would have incinerated Red on the spot. You're incapable of it, let me tell you that. Even if you had laser vision, I'd get the best. But I didn't ask you yet. I was smiling harder than I thought was possible. We were in our own little world for just a second. Legbeard then tries to rush in for the hug anyway at this point, and Kahuna steps in front of me and glares at her. We're gonna be going now. Have fun with your training, psycho, he said. So real. Brick tapped me on the shoulder and gestured toward the parking lot. Red and I started walking with everyone. According to Bro, Legbeard was just staring at us without moving. Totally motionless. Yeah, her entire world just collapsed. But that's good, you see? This is healthy. We need to burn old dead things away, don't we?
Death, you are my bitch lover!
You're bummed you didn't get to ask me, right? Redhead said to me once we got to the side parking lot where we were all parked, and I nodded. Well, how about this? We'll go on an actual date, fancy dinner, movie, all that stuff, and then you can ask me, okay? Sounds good? I mean, you did sort of take that away from him and such, but I understand it was also in defense of him. So what I say let bygones be bygones, you know? Let's just celebrate the fact that, okay, we finally did it. We took the leap now. Good job, kids. OP says I was not able to stop smiling the entire way back to the house. Of course, the texts started rolling in almost immediately. Snorlax, it's funny about what that slut said, right? She can never hope to have what we have. I bet she's banging all those Neanderthals that follow you around. Did you see that new episode of On the Spot? Why are you never near your phone? I know you see these. It wouldn't say delivered if your phone was off. Anyway, good night. Love, I can't wait to see you again. I know this one's shorter, but the next part's massive, so I thought this might make up for it. Next up, Legbeard makes a big final, but not really final, last bid, quote-unquote last, for my affection. Yeah, my affection, which is not pointed in your direction at all, trying to intercept Cupid's arrow, which was meant for somebody else. I mean, it already happened. It happened at first sight. They started clicking, like you guys clearly didn't. You could have been friends or whatever, but she didn't want to go that way. She went like really weird, hyper obsessive with it, which I guess from ADD, you kind of understand, but that... You need to do more than clearly occupational therapy is not working, okay? We need some new methods to control whatever the fuck all this is. How about Gubbinses? You want to get in here?
She waddle on field like busted parade float, still got store tags on weapon. Me wanna choke on whistle just to end game early. Gubbins.
Imagine the delusion it takes to cosplay competence while smelling like warm mayonnaise and entitlement.
Ooh, dude.
Gubbins.
Warm mayonnaise. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I fucking hate it. She probably does, dude. The folds and such, she gets all sweaty. She moved real fast for a big girl, though. I guess we gotta give her that. Maybe she could have been like an amazing lacrosse player, but she's got more of a roller derby physique. Anyway, let's continue on to the next thing, shall we? Memento part number 6. Yeah, this the halfway point from what I believe. OP says this is not the finale, not by a long shot. You do, however, get to meet some new faces. Oh, joy. Actually, I think I like most of the people that OP introduces. Like, we're very clear about who the villain of the story is. She always loses. So we got OP, Legbeard, and Dad. Hey! Vietnam vet, 70, but still a huge badass. Likes guns and cool older guns. Those are two different type of guns, that's true. Not easily provoked unless it comes to his kids. Oh, don't do that. Vietnam vet, you show some fucking respect, okay? Everybody else looks the same. So, after Redhead said she was my girlfriend in front of Legbeard, Legbeard really stepped up the harassment. Texts, phone calls, spamming the Facebook page, but then it got worse. She started leaving things at my house. Yeah, that is a definite escalation. Maybe it's time to start a paper trail. Just in case. Just in case she's knocking on your front door with a knife in hand. She left flowers and a dozen cards, ranging from, be mine, to, I'm sorry, to, I love you. I told Burbo about this, and he started making it a point of trying to drive by my house to catch her in the act, but he wasn't having much luck. Events came to a head one quiet night, however. See, I told you. I was actually asleep when I was woken up by music blasting from my yard. Oh my god, it's like a cheesy fucking 80s rom-com. I hate this. The song was Africa by Toto. And it was... Oh, that's hilarious. It was cranked up louder than anything I'd ever heard. I got up, grunting angrily, and walked over to the window. There she was, like a horrifying Romeo to my Juliet. Legbeard, wearing a bright pink trench coat style raincoat, holding a stereo over her head. She saw me come to the window and put down the stereo. "Can I come in?" she yelled. "No," I yelled back. That is the correct response. What did you think was going to happen here? I was just like, oh, absolutely. I'm so moved by Africa.
Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you.
Yeah, I felt the rains down in Africa. She says, fine, then I'll say what I need to say right here. And she skipped around on the stereo until she hit what sounded like the Notebook's soundtrack. I mean, mood music is important, but, you know, the lugging around the stereo generally seems to detract from it. We need to find a way to automate that process. Some sort of clothing with, like, mood music built in, and it can tell from, like, what's going on around you, and just, yeah, pick up clues, context clues, until it knows what track to play. My mood music is basically just sharp-dressed man.
Crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
All the time, fucking ZZ Top. I ducked away from the window to start a group message with Bro, Brick, Kahuna, Redhead, and Tiny. OP, guys, she's freaking here on my goddamn lawn, yelling at my window. Bro, holy shit. Brick, what the fuck, really? Redhead, on my way. Kahuna, we're all coming. This is too fucking far. Tiny, I'll bring some food. We can make a night of it, lol. Brick, Red, you can't bang OP while you're inside prison, so no murder. OP says, dude, you're kind of blowing up the spot a little bit there, Brick. I appreciate the intention, I guess. So the whole time, Legbeard was belting out an incoherent, rambling declaration of her love. You are a golden, shining god, and you deserve a goddess to make love to you. What a kind offer. I think I'm going to pass. Bro, dude, your dad's gonna shoot her. OP, he's not awake yet. Fuck, she's still going. I'm not saying you make the wrong choices, but in this particular instance, you're dead wrong. I don't blame you for not remembering asking me out. My dad practically kicked in the door to my room. Who or what the fuck is out there at 1 a.m.? He yelled. Once you come around, we'll be happier than you could possibly imagine. Dude, I kind of do hope the dad shoots her. Like, it would be a sad ending to the story. We know it doesn't happen because we're only halfway through the story. But maybe just in the leg or something. Maybe he just winged her. I spilled everything. I told him about how she'd been harassing me. My dad was quiet. He was very patient as I struggled my way through the story, but he quietly got angrier and angrier. I think that's the most dangerous kind of anger, you know, the quiet type. Cold, calculating, but yes, doing what needs to be done. You'd expect nothing less from a Vietnam vet. So without saying another word, he got up and left the room. Shortly after that, I heard the loud clack of a shotgun being cocked. I just want to talk to her. He stomped past my room and down to the front door. Can you send your son out? She asked before seeing the gun. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to get off my property, and after that, I can't be held responsible for what happens. What the fuck? Why are you aiming a gun at me? 9. This is bullshit. OP, just say something. 7. Screw you, you old prick. You can't keep me from him forever. We're gonna start over at 3. If you're not off my property and leaving this fucking neighborhood by then, I'm gonna start shooting. She waddled away as fast as she could, screaming obscenities at my father, of course. Yes, just make a real good first impression. That's what I know.
Daddy, chill.
A few minutes later, I received this text from Bro. Just saw your admirer run by. Did your dad wake up? OP, yeah, he chased her off with a shotgun. You'll love to see it, honestly. I'm sort of glad it didn't go another way, but it would have been interesting. First time that would have happened, I'll tell you that. Bro says, come down and help me with this. Tiny brought a pizza. My friends all pulled into the driveway, almost in unison. Yeah, like another 80s rom-com trope. OP, are you living in an 80s rom-com? Is that what happened? The brain trauma was such that your brain got jiggled just so, and now you have your own synth intro music and laugh track? I'm so jealous. Somebody jiggle my brain around just so. So yeah. Redhead stormed out, ready to fight, but calmed down once she realized that Legbeard was nowhere to be found. We ended up having a pretty awesome night. After my dad drove off Legbeard, Tiny brought a shit ton of food, we hung out, played video games, just had a good time. Redhead and I even managed to get some alone time. I mean, that is neat and everything, but I'd like to get to the point in the relationship that I don't have to brag about alone time. It's just like, obviously, you know we had alone time. I sort of presumed that already, but sure, it's good to have confirmation, I guess, of whatever the fuck you mean by that. I thought that was the end of things right there, but unfortunately, it was not. She only retreated to plot her next big move. I didn't hear from her for about a month after this part, but she came back with a vengeance. I just wanted to say I really appreciate the outpouring of sympathy, and I'm doing my best to reply to everyone's comments. Stay awesome, Neckbeard Stories! Next up, Legbeard tries to ruin my favorite sport, part 2. Oh yeah, fat girls playing lacrosse ain't nothing funnier than that, tell ya. If I'm being completely honest, I'm really glad that OP's dad didn't blast her, okay? Because then OP loses his father. Clearly, father's been a good influence on OP's life. He seems relatively put together and knows what he likes, and isn't scared to go get it. And of course, somebody like a Legbeard would see all that and be like, I want some. I think that if I get with you, people will see me as like equivalent to you, which would never be the case because you're still your own separate person. And the person that you are deep down is gross, lazy, disgusting, takes shortcuts toward everything, has no compunction about like lying to a brain damaged man about him asking her out. I don't believe it happened, not even for a second. Luckily, OP was smart enough to be like, yeah, even brain damaged me would not ask out this whale monster. You want to get in on this, Gubbinses?
Whale monster indeed. I have seen beached carcasses with more grace and fewer barnacles. Dark gubbins.
She built like aquarium exhibit nobody visit. Smells like chowder left in sun. Gubbins.
Gross. Gross. Just a super gross human being. Inside and out. Chowder left in sun, maybe not as gross as the hot mayonnaise thing that Dark Gubbins said earlier. I think Dark Gubbins is up. Like, over the past few days, we've really put his personality on point. I'm proud of the work that we've done with genetic modifications here at Red X Industries. We'll catch this Legbeard eventually. We could probably fix her. Most people say I could fix her, like, emotionally. No, we're going in. We're doing some gene splicing. Let's do one more part, I think, and that'll keep us at a good pace, I think. Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you what, actually, we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, because fuck it, you know? It's probably gonna turn out fine. Memento, part 7. Oh yeah, the bitch is back. Hey all, returning characters, OP, Legbeard, Brick, Bro, Redhead, Kahuna, Tiny, new additions, Coach. Okay, former lacrosse coach. He's a really quiet guy until he steps on the field, then he's the most animated dude ever. He runs around, screams at refs. He has a really imposing presence when he's in coach mode. Also cares about his players like we're his own kids. Oh, Coach doesn't have any kids of his own, huh? Well, it does explain some things. I think it's really weird that he gets that amped up about sports ball, but I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. It's not for me, though. I don't give a shit. It's a game. Literally. Okay, moving on. There's also Thor, named so because of his almost identical resemblance to Chris Hemsworth / the actual Norse god of thunder. Massively tall guy. Like, take the height you're thinking of when I said Thor and triple it. He's huge! His size belies the fact that he's one of the calmest people that you'll ever meet. We're close because we're both defensemen and relied on each other heavily during practice and games. I mean, a big boy like that size, that's like an elephant heart to keep blood pumping to like those 20-foot limbs, you know? So if he gets excited, he dies. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Just be careful out there, Thor. Flo is also a lacrosse player that has long flowing hair. We shorten the words to Flo. And yeah, that describes Flo perfectly. He had long, perfectly groomed hair. You said that. You really like his hair, huh? They made you feel a certain type of way? You're like, oh my god, maybe if I just run my fingers through it. And he also had ridiculously long legs. No, strong legs. They were strong. Probably also long. Probably also made OP think some things about it. It's fine. It's fine. He broke the school squat record his freshman year. God damn! Also a very good friend of mine, but absent from the first few months of my occupational therapy due to hiking part of the Pacific Crest Trail and doing various other manly things. Dude, that pretty fucking lit. I like his vibe, you know? It's like, I'm just gonna go outdoors and stuff. Let my hair flow in the wind. Oh, his hair is so long and flowing, isn't it? Now I think I'm feeling certain type of things too.
Oh shit, damn, you looking real cute. What's your name?
My name is Felix.
Oh shit. I'm killing myself.
How could you do this to me, Flo? And every year, my high school team goes to a tournament in early August. It's this huge deal because of college scouts and the beginning of the seniors last year. We were all going to school in-state, so we were able to attend and cheer on our former teammates. It was really nice to be watching instead of getting hammered out there for once. Everyone plays like you're their worst enemy because all of the college scouts are watching. Play gets way more intense. My friends and I are on the sidelines with Coach, screaming our lungs out. Coach has been trying to get me to come out and watch the team since that game where I got injured. I think he felt a lot of guilt about letting me go back in after I got hit the first time. He was actually one of the first people to visit me outside of my family. He chaperoned my teammates, spending the night at the hospital while I was being kept for observation. Wow, he does seem like a dedicated fella. I'd probably have some guilt over that too. That's fucked up. You don't expect things like that to happen, but yeah, it's pretty serious. They might be, you know, tough boys, but they're still smashing into each other. Like, yeah, some stuff is gonna happen. Shit gets wild sometimes. Anyway, fast forwarding back to the tournament, I was actually getting a little more twitchy. This was the closest I'd been to the original circumstances of my injury. Oh yeah, that PTSD kicking up. Redhead noticed my frantically darting gaze and sped up breathing. I was honestly ready to hit the roof until I felt her hand wrap around mine. I glance over at Red and she gives me a smile, giving my hand a reassuring squeeze. God, she's great, isn't she? My goodness, OP. I hope you put a ring on it. That's what I know. She's tuned in, you know, tuned in to what you need. And truly, that's the type of woman that I think every man wants. I want to be clear, it's not a one-way street, of course. You gotta be tuned into her needs as well. OP has the brain damage excuse. I don't get that. And anyway, OP says everything's totally awesome for a while, in spite of all my friends making kissing noises at me and Redhead. But alas, it could not last. The day was coming to a close. The team had 2 games left when I heard the voice I hoped to never hear again. OP! Hey! There she was, leaning against the field's fence, almost buckling it under her girth. Yeah, the caretaker's gotta come out there with a sledgehammer and knock it back into shape because this fucking fat girl keeps coming and trying to lean casually on it. You can't lean casually on anything, okay? You chose to be this size. Now support it with your own 2 porcine legs. Thank you. Porcine. OP just says, hey. Ooh, what the fuck are you doing here? Brick asked angrily. OP, I've resolved to ignore your friends, as they do not have your best interest at heart. They have heaped nothing but abuse on you and me. They keep pushing that red-haired harlot on you as well. Clearly they don't care. She said harlot. I do remember that very clearly. I mean, I do prefer strumpet, you know? People often get their wig split back when they hear that. That's a real throwback. Hey, get out of here, you strumpet! You gotta say it in the old-timey voice, too.
Yes.
Harlan is a favorite, though. We probably should bring that back. Oh, God fucking damn it, Kahuna said. We should go talk somewhere else, Legbeard said. No. Why the fuck not? I just want to talk. With my girlfriend. You deserve better than that. She flicked her beady eyes toward Redhead. Excuse me, bitch? Redhead had more than enough at this point. Oh yeah, jump in there, get. You don't know about those redhead girls, do you? You about to learn, fuck. She said, you heard me. I'm gonna kick her ass, Redhead said to me. I shook my head violently. I was getting an awful headache, and I was still insanely twitchy. The presence of my crazed admirer was absolutely not helping. Red immediately shifted from attack mode to concerned girlfriend mode. Are you alright, man? Thor had been quietly watching until this point. No? Dude, let's sit down on the bench, alright? Bro said. My headache was getting bad enough to the point where I was starting to see spots. These bad ones happen to me from time to time. I still attribute this to the stress of being this close to the game again. I can't relate at all. I wish I could. The only thing that I can even compare it to in recent memory is when it was raining a whole bunch and my ass fell down like a bunch of the mountain I live on. And I was real busted up. I stood up, my legs are all shaking and shit, sat in the car for 20 minutes going, ow, ow, and then I finished my missions. But, yeah, I walked back up the hill fine, but the next time that I was going down and it was raining, my body just started, like, fucking zoning in. You know what I mean? Like, preparing for the worst. And, it does change you a little bit. And I can't imagine it being... It's probably 1,000 times worse if you got slammed like OP did. Jesus. Is my warrior okay? Legbeard practically threw herself across the fence. What did you do? She screamed at my friends, and this draws the attention of Coach. He assessed the situation fairly quickly, and being our coach, was more inclined to side with his team, obviously. Why the hell are you on my field, ma'am? Coach belted right into her face. OP wants me here. Tell him, OP. She looked at me wild-eyed. Are your children on the field? No, I'm 19. I don't have children yet. Obviously. Yet. She glanced at me again, winking and then rolling her eyes like, oh, Coach is such an idiot. Well, how about you stop harassing my players and get the fuck off my field? This was the voice of God talking. The voice that made 18-year-olds flinch. The voice that got even the most seasoned referees to second-guess their calls. The voice that could make you second-guess your entire life after you mess up, and then make you feel like the strongest guy in the world after you fix it. I hope to have that type of leadership someday, you know? I only really get to practice on my own kids, but Coach has had hundreds of kids to practice on. He's the best kid yeller-atter this side of the Mississippi. I'll take the title someday. I'm coming for you, Coach. Legbeard had been alternating between looking at me all flirty and rolling her eyes, but once Coach went into full coach mode, she actually looked frightened. She retreated to the bleachers, settling for glaring at us again. Yeah, that's fine. Just stay over there, silent. I guess watch if you want, but as long as you stay over there. I don't have to interact with you, really. My head was still killing me, of course, but it subsided enough that I could watch the game. Redhead threw an arm around my shoulder, trying to comfort me a bit. I flinched after every whistle. It was like being stabbed right in the skull. Hey, here! Kahuna dug a pair of headphones out of his pockets and handed them to me. The earbuds thankfully muffled the whistles. I didn't catch all the rest of this due to being deaf and in crippling pain, but Red and Brick helped me piece it together when I was writing this today. Red asked Brick if it was cool if we left. Brick made the rounds and checked with everyone, and of course Legbeard's ears pricked up. I felt real awful for making everyone leave on my account, but once I realized what was happening, I took my headphones out and started protesting. No, guys, I'm better. Dude, this game isn't a contest. We want to go get food anyway. Yeah, come on, OP. It's a little crowded here anyway, bro. Alright, fine. My friends insisted on leaving despite my protesting. Redhead hooked my arm and walked me out of the stadium. Legbeard drifted out behind us, of course, following from a distance. What you need to do is drop, like, caltrops, you know? I think that would work. She's essentially got, like, an inner tube wrapped around her waist, so the caltrops will make her have to take the long way around. She can't, like, walk through them, because she can't see where her feet are. She can't bend over and pick them up. Caltrops are the answer to all your problems. I want you to know that. I'm gonna buy some. This sounds like a really good idea. Oh my god, she's still with us, Kahuna said. What's this psycho's deal? Thor asked. The human version of herpes, Brick replied. Thor just nodded, like that made sense. I mean, if it does. Maybe Thor has herpes. We circle up outside of Brick's car. We start discussing the merits of various local food places. Tiny was in the middle of bitching about how we all go to the same pizza place way too much when he abruptly stopped talking. We all wondered why he fell silent when I felt stubby fingers begin to wrap around the hand that Red wasn't holding. I yelped and yanked my hand away. She had apparently decided to sneak into the fucking group and try to hold my hand. How did a girl that big get that close and nobody fucking clocked her? She's like creeping behind cars. Gotta be some big cars in that parking lot. SUVs only. Where does this take place? Texas. Everybody drives a Ford F-350. I don't know what her game plan was after that, but it ended after we all started staring at her. What in the fuck do you think you're doing? Bro asked angrily. She just looked at him and then looked at me. You have a real hard time telling when you're not wanted, huh? Tiny asked, and she scoffed loudly, blew me a kiss, and walked away. After I finished gagging, we all piled into Brick's car and, well, went to the same boring pizza place and had an amazing time. Was it Shakey's? God, I remember Shakey. They had games and tickets and prizes. The pizza place that I go to these days, Chuck E. Cheese's. There's none left. It's all dead now. You just take your kids to a fucking TJF Fridays, let them sit there on the iPad, and everybody pretends like they have the fun time. You know? There's no prize counter, no tickets anymore. What is life? What? Well, it doesn't mean anything. None of it means anything to me anymore. What was I talking about? OP says, sorry this got put up so late, you guys. I had kind of a bad symptom day. I was determined to get this up for you guys, though. Next up, the law gets involved after Legbeard crosses the line again. I really don't know what it would take to scrape this Legbeard off. Just moving to another town entirely, I guess, is the only answer. She's relentless. I don't know if we've seen any Legbeard this relentless before. Usually they take like a little break, but everywhere OP goes, she's right there. Did she have your schedule or something? You're doxing yourself on social media. That's what's happening. You get on Facebook like, hey, I'm going to the tennis courts, and she's like, I'm going to the tennis courts. It's terrifying to me. I should think that it wouldn't be that hard to just cut her off and get away from, but also I've never had like a super hardcore stalker. I mean, the hot dog man, but he doesn't really count. He's too dumb for his own good, you know? Why not be a decent person? Just accept the no. But no, she's not. She's a garbage person, essentially.
She lumbers through social boundaries like a trawler netting only trash, yet insists she's captured treasure. Dark gubbins.
Yeah, totally a bit fat pile treasure. If treasure smell like low tide and scream at you for not marrying it, gubbins.
It's just like Meatloaf said, you know, I do many things for love, but I won't do that. Probably you could sift through the garbage pile and find the good inside her, but how much good's it actually going to do at the end of the day? You're going to be like, this is a nice thing about you, and she'll just cover it with more garbage. It's really sad to see, but again, we choose what we choose, don't we? Anyway, back in the lab, oh, just cold chilling. Let me tell you, trying to unwind after some Legbeard tales like that. I wish I had a bit of brain damage of my own, you know?
Me fix that for you, soft chief. Just hold still, gubbins.
Gather around witnesses. The procedure will be exquisite. Dark gubbins.
Okay, but before I gotta eat through a tube all the time and can't talk out of my mouth hole, I want to say thank you, Patreon patrons, YouTube members. Ah! So what'd you do? You gotta bring a can of, like, bear mace to school. I think that's allowed.
Pocket sand.
Memento Part 8. Hey guys, I resolved to post this a bit sooner, so now that I'm off work, here's Part 8. Okay, up top, OP. Thank you for finishing your story, for real. Characters, I guess we could read them again. TC is short for trauma case. Yeah. We don't have to read them again. God damn it. So many of them. Ranger is his brother, if you don't remember. Redhead's the girlfriend. Copper is an old war buddy of my dad's. Dad is a Vietnam vet, 70, but still a huge badass. AD, the Legbeard in question. So after a lot of convincing, my dad decided that we should go after Snorlax Legbeard for harassment, or at least try to get a restraining order. He called Copper, who owed him a favor, and had him look into it personally. The local police department doesn't see a lot of action, so they took it pretty seriously. Copper showed up with a young-looking officer to take my statement. I told them everything, not sparing a single detail. It took me a while. I was really nervous, and my focus gets way worse when I'm nervous. Yeah, pair that with the brain damage. Good luck. They're gonna tear it apart in court. That defense attorney is gonna come after you like a hurricane. It's gonna be terrible, but probably mostly for him. Although, I guess lawyers are allowed to be terrible in court for some reason. So yeah, Copper was understandably very pissed. He looked into it and probably spent more time than he should have looking into it. He said that we shouldn't go to the police just yet. Wait, I thought he was the police. What the fuck? I thought he was a member of the department. I guess he is, but just not, like, publicly reporting it. I'm a little confused. It's fine. She's harassing my son! She tried to fucking take advantage of my son! My dad was understandably upset. I'm not saying you don't have a case. I'm just saying, be patient. Sounds like she's gonna mess up soon. From what I've seen, you don't have the grounds for a restraining order at the moment. Yeah, I mean, we're right on the cusp. What does it take exactly? Can we elucidate on that? Copper cautioned us to collect evidence because if she threatened bodily harm or broke in or showed up at the house again, then we would be able to press charges. Okay, but what if she doesn't come with a boombox next time? What if she comes with a big butcher knife and she doesn't knock on my window, she just climbs up and crawls inside, breaks it open, stabs me to death in my sleep? You don't know. You just don't know. Maybe you should take it more seriously.
Girlfriend, I will be your girlfriend. I will be your girlfriend. I will be your girlfriend.
The mood in the house was noticeably less cheerful after we got that news, but my dad laid down some very strict rules about contact from Legbeard. He said I needed to screenshot every single text that she sends me and to not respond with anything. If we see her in public, we were to ignore her unless she engages directly. My friends or my brother were to stay with me whenever I went out in public. One of my brothers was in rehab when this was happening, but Ranger had just gotten home and was very eager to make up for the time that he was gone. This was a disheartening day, but we had a plan. Yeah, if she walks up to us, just do knife hands and chop her in the neck. Bam! And Legbeard did show up again as I was introducing Ranger to Redhead. We were spending a day in the mall, Ranger talking about some of the cool things he saw overseas, and me being overjoyed to get my brother back. Cool things? I guess there are some cool things, yeah. Human beings being blown apart? Awesome. It does inspire awe, does it not? Life is so fragile. Jesus Christ. We're all spinning through a rock in space. Somebody help me. All this was made even better by the fact that he was here meeting my insanely awesome girlfriend. The day got a bit rougher when Ranger noticed a boulder-shaped object following us a ways back in the crowd. She's so sneaky. She noticed us staring and acted like she was just looking into a store window. She was desperately trying to avoid eye contact with us while also trying to strike a sexy pose. It's easy to look sexy when you're aloof, you know? I just want to be disinterested. And then people are like, oh, that's intriguing to me. It's a good way to go. She had a hand on her hip and had her lips pursed comically far out. Fucking duck face. Just duck face at some poor mannequin. That's her, I said. I figured. God damn it. Redhead had her hands clenched into tight fists. I know what Dad said, but I think this counts as interacting. Ranger, no, just... I'm not gonna ignore her, OP. Please, this was a good day. If she talks to us, she's fucking dead, Ranger said. Get in line, Redhead said. Oh, she's going to talk to... we already know where this is going. She can't help herself. So, Legbeard started following us again, making what looked like really obvious ninja dodges from different hiding places. Bro, that is so... what the fuck are you doing? Are you on the same planet as like any of the rest of us? Holy God. Ninja dodges? She was raised by anime. She's a hopeless case, man. Holy crap. God, I never thought I'd miss my sidearm. Ranger lamented quietly. That would solve this. Easy, bro, I replied, and we stopped at the food court. We insisted on paying for food, despite 2 different people trying to pay for us because my brother was in uniform. Bro, accept. Everybody feels good about that shit. I got a free meal and you fed a soldier, right? It's sick. You buy me shit if you see me out, that's fine. I'll be in uniform too, it's more of a lab coat. Circled red X on the shoulder. Never mind, it's fine. You don't have to. Legbeard scoffed loudly, muttering something about me being the real hero. And that got me pissed off, because if there's anybody that I respect, it's my brother. Ranger was about ready to explode. Red was trying to keep both of us calm. We left after that, deciding to stick to my dad's plan to just not engage her. Yeah, usually Dad's plan is a pretty good plan. I might be biased as a dad myself, but I would at least try it out, you know? There's wiseness there. I know you guys were playing that we got her arrested or got a restraining order, but this ain't the finale yet. We're creeping up on it, but we're just not there quite yet. We really started getting aggressive with how we dealt with Legbeard because she wasn't getting the message when we were being civil. The next few chapters get way more confrontational as we build toward the finale. Next up, Legbeard shows up at my school! Edit, sorry this is so short. This was honestly a part I wasn't really looking forward to writing about. It was just that disappointing. Around this time, my dad called Copper. I thought we were actually done with Legbeard for good, but to find out that we didn't have a case yet was just crushing. I mean, she can't help herself. You'll have a case. You give it some time, and it'll boil over at some point. It'll be neat. Sometimes it's fun to watch. I'll wait on Gubbin's responses, because, yeah, not a whole lot of nothing happened. She followed him around and was a little cringe at the mall. So we'll get into the next part and see what happens over there. Memento, Part 9. Goodness, it goes so quickly, doesn't it? So a quick update on what's going on with me. Apparently my phone's been bugged this entire time. Bro, what the fuck? Somebody like ran sub 7 through AIM or something like that. On the advice of user Walk the Moons, I took my phone in to a tech-savvy buddy of Rangers, and he found a GPS tracker and a keylogger and something that, according to this dude, would have allowed her to look through my fucking camera. Oh yeah, that's deeply concerning. Did she have access to your phone? Like, I have a lot of questions about this. I guess she just, yeah, while he set his phone down or something. Already we've learned not to trust her. How the fuck did she get this far? Is she an elite hacker? She broke through your firewall?
Hey guys, I'm Hackerman.
I doubt it. I reset my phone to factory settings and have a piece of tape securely over both camera lenses. Big brain, CIA guys ain't watching me no more. They can hear all the weird shit I say though. I'm freaking the fuck out. The group is reassembling as we speak. Kahuna and Tiny are driving up from the state school they're both at. Bro, Red, Thor, and Coffee Bro are here. I'm really nervous to tell Ranger, because he really actually might kill her. I would really appreciate some advice about what to do here. Writing is helping me focus on something else, so I'm gonna go ahead with posting the chapter that I was going to post anyway. So this is like a glimpse into the future, like past the finale, is that she's fucking stalking you through your phone. Wow. Only the government's allowed to do that. Characters, yep, OP, Legbeard, Brick, you remember him probably, Bro, Red, Thor, Flo. Yeah, OP's got a thing for Flo. But you know, what can I say? Flo seems like a pretty cool guy. More people want to be around him. Closer and closer. So, after a few weeks of struggling through placement testing, I started at the local community college. Day one, I'm going around with Bro and Thor, trying to familiarize myself with the campus. I would be going to classes without Bro or any of my friends who go to the school, but I would be meeting them afterwards as our schedules synced up pretty well. Well, ain't that a coinky dink? We were walking toward the dining hall. This is fucking scary, I said. Of course, you can actually say that, Bro laughed. I'm getting better, asshole, I said, and it was true. My recovery was getting better. I could talk in semi-complete sentences. I was still struggling pretty hard to find words, but people were pretty patient, and I started putting a lot more thought into what I was planning on saying first. Yeah, that's important. My 7-year-old doesn't do that at all. He starts the sentence, he feels like he should say something, starts the sentence, and just rambles off into nothing.
You could do so.
I'm like, bro, put the whole thought together, buddy, and then you tell me, okay?
We're gonna pick up the map so you don't get lost,
Thor said. We met with Redhead and Brick on our way back in. She was checking in on me almost immediately to see how I was doing. When's your first class? Brick asked me. I had a writing class in the afternoon as the first class of the day, and I told him so. We had a really good time hanging out and talking shit about our schedules. Redhead was taking exactly one class. She was taking a gap year, so she was doing PE to spend some time with me on campus. I was feeling good, despite the map giving me a bit of a headache. But, like a bad dream, there she was again. Fuck, I said. What? Oh shit, Redhead said upon noticing Legbeard bullying her way through the crowd towards us. Yeah, just a big boulder lady knocking people out of the way. It's crazy. I don't understand why she's so determined. It's not gonna go well. Okay, that's fine. Just give me the restraining order. That's fine. Opie, hey! What are you doing here? I said. You talk a lot better now, she said. Seriously, you need to back the fuck off, Bro said. At this point, I noticed that all of my friends were standing again, ready for a confrontation. I mean, she's big, but it's probably not gonna take all ya. Just knock her on the chin, she'll go down. Like a sack of potatoes. Really big sack of potatoes.
This is public property. I'm doing absolutely nothing wrong, fuckface, she said smugly.
Please leave, I said. I like OP. Calm and measured. Just like, hey man, we don't have to do this. I know you're probably going to, but we don't have to if you don't want to. After a certain point, you've made the choice for me. You understand?
You don't have to be afraid anymore, OP. I know that your friends are here to make sure they can keep controlling you,
she said sincerely. The way she talked to me like I was a child still makes my skin crawl. Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here.
I can keep you safe.
I held up my hand, stopping her speech. She looked as confused as if I had confronted her with a healthy meal. What are we supposed to do with this? Eat it? I threw it on the ground.
You can't buy me, hot dog man.
Let me finish. With my friends and my girlfriend. I wrapped an arm around Redhead to prove my point.
You'll come to your senses eventually. A lot of studies say that victims of abuse sometimes sympathize with their captors. I'm here for you when you decide to leave,
she said condescendingly. Redhead had a smug smile on her face. Yeah, this fight is already done. Nobody's fighting anymore except you. It's fucking ridiculous. Please, stop, okay? So, what classes are you taking, Legbeard?
Well, I'm taking classes that actually challenge my considerable intelligence. I'm taking a history of what the fuck?
We didn't hear the rest because we hustled away mid-sentence. A little rude, I know, but it felt so good. I've never tried that one, and now I really want to. It's like such a dick move, but I really want to do it. She found us again after classes, but she kept her distance. She had apparently made a friend because when we saw her again, she was talking very intently with another Legbeard and pointing in our direction. At this point, our friend Flo joined us, dressed in his customary snowboard/hiking garb. What the fuck is that? He's got a snowboard on his hiking boots, fucking cargo shorts over his snow pants. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. What's one thing that those two sports have in common? Sunglasses, I guess. You need to protect your eyes from the sun. That's snowboard/hiking garb, everybody. If you're wearing sunglasses.
What are we staring at, guys?
Flo said.
Great. There's 2 of them now,
Thor said grimly. We were actually so engrossed in the spectacle before us that we didn't notice Flo briefly. Dude! We noticed him and greeted him excitedly. We explained everything to him and he just grunted. Flo is a hard man to read sometimes. Stoic. Nice. He made a point of leaving the building. Legbeard and her friend followed us. I'm gonna rip her fucking head off, Redhead said. I can't see you if you're in prison, I said, smiling. She glanced at me and her shoulders noticeably untensed. You're lucky you're so cute, she laughed. Yeah, your cute face and your big dumb mushed up brain, huh? A chorus of kissing noises and mocking awes erupted from my friends. Good. At least they're keeping you on track. Legbeard and her new friend followed us to the school parking lot. They were so engrossed in following us that when we took a sharp turn at the raised edge of the parking lot toward our cars in an attempt to shake them, Legbeard actually put her foot through a bush before realizing that she was about to walk off the edge. And if she falls off that edge, like, that's a lot of weight coming down on that ankle, you know? Crunched bone situation. We're gonna have to take her to the glue factory. Watch your step, Brick smirked before getting into his car. We piled into our respective cars. I was riding with Redhead, and we met in the parking lot of a gas station about a mile from the school to figure out when we were hanging out afterwards. Yes, we had to meet in a sketchy public place, like the end of a fucking heist movie, to avoid being bothered by my psychopathic stalker. We had an amazing night, despite finding out that Legbeard was going to be going to school with us. I stayed up way later than I should have, rehearsing the sentence.
Redhead, do you want to go to dinner with me tonight?
Over and over until I could get it down without stuttering or not knowing the words. You could do a silly voice. Sometimes that helps. The next day I got Bro to give me a ride to Red's apartment with one of those fancy edible arrangements, a running joke with us. She came to the door and I took a deep breath and said, Red, do you want to get dinner with me tonight? And she burst into tears and agreed. I cried, she cried, Bro whooped and screamed like a maniac from his car. Oh my god, way to third wheel. Fucking thanks a lot, buddy. Edible arrangements also fucking gross. If you don't eat that entire thing within the first day, then you're left with just slimy cantaloupe on a stick. Ugh. Please. At least flowers die with some fucking dignity, you know? Edible arrangements are trash. Don't bring me that ever! Although, it is kind of cool to see him, you know, cut up the fucking mango into a flower or whatever, but I don't want to eat it afterwards. I know it's been sitting out there all day. I prefer my mango freshly peeled. Thank you. Anyway, it was a good way to start my college career. I was happy to say that our first actual coffee date, fancy dinner, walking this really awesome trail, nighttime lacrosse, and cough alone time was 100% Legbeard free. I turned my phone off and we didn't see her anywhere we went. Thanks for hanging out with me this far, guys. I promise you we're closing in on the end here. Next up, Legbeard tries to guilt me. This one's mostly texts. Well, I like that. Then I get to do a voice. A silly voice. That's important, isn't it? As far as, yeah, the romantic subplot, I could probably do without all that. I'll tell you right now, I don't give a shit about your date, alright? Once the relationship gets too idyllic, you know, once we start yakking about it too much, it's like, I get it, alright? It's nice that you like this other person, but are you still with them a decade down the road? I don't know. Would you have the same thoughts and feelings now as you did then? And if not, then yeah, maybe write a Legbeard story about it. We've seen that so many fucking times. People are like, I dated this guy for 9 years and I hate him now. So I'm gonna write a story about, okay, good for you. Sometimes they are actually good. Sometimes they're really fucking petty and horrible. Whatever. Legbeard is petty and horrible and, yeah, unstoppable. Most importantly of all. How do you stop that which has such mass? Can I ask you, little scientists? Gubbins will give me an answer.
How do you stop that which has such mass? Simple. You don't. You just declare a new postal code, build a fence, and start paying rent under its gravitational influence. Gubbins.
Oh no, they ain't gonna fucking get me, I'll tell you that. I'm not getting landlorded by this literal land whale. That's ridiculous. Dark Gubbins, you go.
It is not merely mass we battle. It is density. A force where romance arcs collapse under their own weight, crushed into singularities of cringe. The more you struggle, the deeper you spiral into his 400-page fanfic about asking Red to dinner. Dark Gubbins.
Not Red me. I'd never go to dinner with fucking OP. You got a cute face, but your brain's all mushed up. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the romance subplot either. I'll be honest. Is there going to be more of it? Probably. You fucking betcha. But we're gonna grit our teeth, grin and bear it as we get into part number, whatever, 10? I think it's 10. Memento, part 10. See, I remembered real good. So a lot has happened since my last update. Everyone's still crashing at my house. We finally told Ranger. He came over with a few of my dad's guns. Again, yeah, that's a solution you could have. Probably not the best solution, but effective. Quick. Except for the lifetime in jail afterwards. Ah, well, blame PTSD. He can get out of it. He paid his dues. That's so funny. Kind of it is, though. Having a heavily armed and very pissed off army ranger here is very reassuring. No contact from Legbeard yet. However, I am super paranoid of every movement outside of my apartment now. Also, my symptoms tend to get way worse when I'm under stress, so today has been pretty unpleasant. Blinding headaches all day. I couldn't remember how to get back to my apartment after work, and Redhead actually had to come and pick me up. Damn, that's fucked up. But, like, at least you do have a number 2. I can see why you're romanticizing about it, because, yeah, having a ride or die is really important.
We are your friends. You'll never be alone again.
It's real fucking important in this old world. So yeah, I usually take the bus home from work, but I just couldn't remember which one I was supposed to take. You just ask somebody, maybe. Maybe it's more complicated than that, I don't know. It really only went downhill from there, symptom-wise. The day ended on a high note, though. Spent more time with all my favorite people. I'm super exhausted, but you guys came for a story, and you're gonna get one, damn it! Sorry for bitching about my symptoms for a bit. I felt bad about posting this one so late. I mean, yeah, fucking life comes at you fast, you know? You got other shit to do, then get it done. And, we move forward amicably. Yeah, the whole cast list is up there. It's a bunch of people, okay? We met them all before, I think. So some of this story definitely takes on a more sinister air once you consider that my phone was bugged this entire time. So most of this story takes place over text, differing schedules, and my friends acting like the Secret Service really limited any in-person contact with Legbeard that I had at school. She'd zero in on us when we were getting food or meeting someplace, and my friends would just close ranks around me and rush me out of the building. Keep your head down, Mr. President! It's kinda good. They're so supportive. You do love to see it. My dad had abruptly reversed his ruling on texting Legbeard back, allowing us to go on the offensive as long as she texted me first. So we had a constant group message running as a strategy/hangout/fuck-around place. Sounds nice. I was hanging out with Red. We were in a park doing typical coupley things. Mostly she was talking, I was listening, and staring slack-jawed at my gorgeous girlfriend, as if she knew when the right time to ruin the moment was. Legbeard texted me. Legbeard shares some obscure article about maltreatment statistics. And the vast, female on male violence is vastly underreported, so you gotta extrapolate that even more. Legbeard says, there's a way out! I can help you! I don't know if it's really the savior complex or it's just like she saw OP has muscles and a cute face and a mushed up brain. His brain's all mushed up in there. That's the last time I'll say it. Something rule of threes. OP tells her, look, I'm not being maltreated. Then Legbeard says,
it hurts me so much that you can't see it.
At this point, Redhead and I were both huddled over my phone. I swapped over to the group message. OP, guys, she's texting me again. Bro, play it cool, bro. Brick, holy shit, we should just spam it with like, I don't know, dicks or something. OP, yeah, and give her grounds to sue us because you know she would. Thor, just catalog everything, like screenshot every text. Bro, who the fuck is F? What what are you talking about? There was no character that starts with F. Was there? I'll go back, I'll fucking look. I'll look all over again. Yeah, nothing. I got nothing, Captain. So yeah, Fran Drescher popped up in the group chat for just a minute. That's what happens. OP forgot to tell. He forgot to introduce us to Fran Drescher. How rude. Fran says, we'll be in there in a fucking instant if she shows, alright. The worst thing ever. I switch my focus back to the message with Legbeard. Legbeard,
this song reminded me of you.
And she sends a super sketchy MP3 link. See, don't click that shit. That's how you got all mixed up in this, you know? OP says, you need to leave me alone right now. Legbeard,
I wish we were alone. I could gaze lovingly at my handsome prince's jaw.
The jaw, huh? The jaw is what really does it for you? I guess for chicks, yeah. Looks like you can grind up walnuts in there. That's why his face is so cute. And he doesn't have a mushed up brain. I can't help myself. Redhead started laughing, and I winked at her and thrust out my jaw. We ended up making out and forgot about the text for a bit. Legbeard certainly did not forget about us, however. I mean, why are we even still participating? Honestly, it's really sad at this point. I'm just gonna block your number, okay? I don't know. I don't know what else to do with you. Legbeard,
you're with that whore, aren't you? I'm sorry, I just feel like you're the only guy who understands me. I have a lot of options, but I choose you because you're special.
Yeah, just like Pikachu or something.
You needed to be rescued from everyone who's taking advantage of you. I can't believe you still haven't responded. Maybe you're passed out somewhere. OP, you're worrying me.
Fucking get a life, okay? I'm good. We're handling it. And they'd handle it a lot better if you fucked off for a while. Legbeard,
I don't want you to hang out with those guys anymore. They're bad influences.
I got tired of my phone buzzing, so I turned it off. Redhead and I had a really awesome evening together. We realized it was time to head home right as the light began to fade from the sky. Yeah, you blew each other under an orange sunset. It was fucking beautiful. I turned my phone back on, bracing for the storm of incoming texts, and Redhead's phone buzzed first. Mysterious number, but let's be real here, it's clearly Legbeard.
OP doesn't love you! You can never come close to the one who truly holds his heart!
Like we're not sitting here together discussing it. God, you must be so lonely, that's sad! But also fix yourself. Red got real pissed off about that. She had gotten a look into how Legbeard used to screw with my head, and she was pissed off by it. She took a picture of us kissing on her phone and sent it back to the mysterious number. Love it. Now I thought my phone was never gonna stop buzzing.
Where are you right now? Don't lie to me. She's not right for you. She's using you, you brain-dead moron.
I love that. Finally, the mask starts to come off. Oh my goodness. Maybe she's not as nice and caring as she appears.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I could never stay mad at you. She could absolutely never compete with me in your heart. Ginger-haired wench.
Ginger-haired wench. Ah, that's fun. She spent some time at Ren Fair, and yeah, Ren Fair people are always weird in their own way. Gotta love them, but yeah, we're all pretty weird in our own way. I'm sure you've experienced that throughout this episode, especially if you've made it this far. Check us out on Spotify or iTunes. I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, we got to the parking lot, and we were walking toward Red's car when Flo's truck, which is a pickup truck bigger than my house, careens into the parking lot so hard that it mounts the curb. My friends pile out of the cab as Thor and Bro jump out of the truck bed. Dude, what the hell are you guys doing here? Did she not text you guys? I mean, Redhead got a text. Mine were slightly more crazy, I said. Dude, we all got texts warning us to stay away from you, Bro said. How in the fuck? I said. I don't know, man, but we figured something was up, Flo replied. I was so grateful I bought everyone food, and we hung out again after that, electing to spend the rest of the night together. Not in a gay way. Everyone had an amazing time that I'm sure Legbeard looked at longingly through my phone's camera. Creepy. Next up, my birthday, and the beginning of the end. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Are you gonna have a super special birthday? Are you a big special birthday boy? Are you, OP? How old are you, big birthday boy? Could you tell me? No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. We love a birthday. I'm sure she's gonna get into some fucking shenanigans. I think I'm just being an asshole. Rip on him for no reason. Why not? What really happened in the story? We got some text. That's it. Cool, nice, real fucking neato. We'll move into the next part. Hold off on the gubbinses for now. Memento, Part 11. We've come such a long way. Hey y'all, it's fucking done, finally. She's officially out of my life for good. I got a call from my supervisor at my job saying someone had shown up asking about me. Naturally, I was angry, because the description my manager gave matched Legbeard exactly. How did she look? I don't know, she's some big fat girl.
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
Oh, yeah, we know who that is. My friends are all still here because I'm a little shaken about what happened after that. This was only a few hours ago, but we started talking about what we were gonna do. It was pitch black outside. It's kind of hot in the apartment with so many people in there, so we had the door cracked open a bit. Don't you fucking people have windows? There's a screen door that also has a heavy deadbolt on it outside of the actual door. Oh yeah, that's big brain time. Then you're still safe and secure. We're sitting around talking when I hear a round quietly sliding into a rifle laid across Ranger's lap. Shit's getting real fast. The fact that you could hear a rifle round being slid while everybody was talking, I guess, it's sort of a different pitch than everything else. Would the intruder trying to pit the lock please stop trying to break into this private residence? He said this loudly. He chambered the round and stood up. This is really real. At this point, I noticed the squat shape crouch just outside the screen door. I am going to be forced to shoot you if you do not back off. Right now, Ranger said. The screen door began rattling heavily. She was slamming herself against the fucking door. Slam! I fucking warned you, psycho! He shouldered the rifle. Slam! The door frame actually cracked. The screen door jarred open. Ranger pulled the trigger, blinding and deafening us for just an instant. Yeah, gunfire indoors, no protection at all. You all hear slightly less now, but at least we got to shoot that girl, who's clearly a psycho. Like, you are breaking into somebody's house. You realize that? You know this person in passing, so you think you can come to their home? No, I think you will get shot. Legbeard hit the floor fucking hard. Ranger glanced over his shoulder at us. Call 911. Ask for an ambulance and a squad car. He was scary calm. Again, this all happened about 2 hours ago, so I'm still super shaky now. Yeah, that's fucking real, man. But he did what he had to do. Hats off to Ranger. Like, who knows? She could have been with a knife out there or a gun of her own. Like, you really don't know. So good. Taking care of business! She is still alive. And in stable condition, apparently. The police asked us if we were going to press charges, and we said, absolutely! We're pressing charges for stalking and attempted assault. I'll update about this side of things if anything changes. I wrote this part out before shit went down today, so I'm gonna go ahead and post it anyway. This is the finale, the part where I finally managed to tell her off a month ago, at least temporarily. Damn, that's like a hell of an update. Like, hey, before I write the story about this girl, actually we shot her. Oh. Well, that changes the context of it a little bit. It's sort of wild. Yeah, cool. Thanks for sharing. That is crazy, though. Yeah. OP, Legbeard, Redhead, Bro, Brick, Flo, Thor, Kahuna, Tiny. Everybody's making a big return for OP's happy birthday. We got a bounce house. Or a trailer with a stripper pole on it. Dude, it was in the Crackhead Craigslist video yesterday. Fucking blow your mind. That's what I'll say. Lady bursting out of a cake, forget about it. You only get to enjoy that like one time, essentially. That trailer's gonna be parked there all night. I read it out for $50. So yeah, continuing OP's story. When this happened, my friends were planning something pretty sweet for my birthday. They were gonna surprise me with a road trip to the beach. Bro and Brick had this very elaborate plan where they were gonna show up at my classroom with everyone in our group and Red with a sign that said, "Happy birthday, OP! This is a birthday you're never gonna forget! And also you're never gonna forget that you're the main fucking character of this Neckbeard story. Don't let anybody forget that ever in life. It's very important." Okay, OP, I get it. You think I'm jealous that you have a support system? That's how I know all of this is fiction, you know? Like, who are these people outside of OP? You remove OP from this situation and all of them cease to exist. I guess Brick's had the most lines. He's sort of a wise guy. Bro is, like, infinitely supportive. But they don't seem like actual people. But I'm glad they're holding up your fucking imaginary sign. Jesus, where did that come from? This part actually did happen. Oh, that's how we know it really happened, guys. Fucking gather around. And then everybody's gonna clap at the end. I know it. And this OP was Albert Einstein the whole time. Okay, for real. Let's see his face. Let's fucking do it for real. What my friends didn't plan on was Legbeard wanting to be a part of the surprise as well. Yeah, it's so unlike her to fucking integrate herself into everything. How would she be the antagonist on my birthday if she didn't come antagonize me on my birthday? Sorry, we gotta ramp it up again. I'll stay on track this time. I came out of my classroom and was immediately surrounded by friends. It was amazing for a split second, right before my moment of peace was destroyed by a screeching voice emanating from a separate hiding place. I had anticipated this happening. She always seemed to find us, and I figured she'd be in rare form today. So what'd you do? You gotta bring a can of, like, bear mace to school. I think that's allowed.
Pocket sand.
You can, like, hit her from 9 feet away. Bam! Legbeard stumbled out of a flower pot. She just absolutely murdered that poor plant.
On this day, the gods blessed us,
she said. Now, coming from one of my friends or Redhead, that would have been funny and flattering, but from her, it was just sad. I started to open my mouth to reply, and she shushed me.
Don't talk, love. We're gonna make this day all about you.
Yes, so don't say anything on this day all about you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Redhead had to be held back by Bro and Thor at this point. Brick just looked like he was trying to not start laughing.
Come on, let's go adventure, handsome.
She extended her hand, reaching for mine. No thanks, boulder wench. Not a fucking chance, OP says sharply. She looked at me like a dog hearing a dog whistle for the first time. I had jotted some things down so that I could stay focused. It's taken me a while to get to the point where I could tell you off coherently, so I'm gonna do it now. My friends will be supplying any words that I can't place right away. Sound good? She narrowed her beady eyes, taking a menacing step forward. I don't care either way. I'm just gonna start with the basics here. I made a big show of glancing at my notes. I thought that part was gonna be funny. Oh yeah. You've been a lot of things in this story, OP. I don't think funny's one of them, but I don't know. We punched it up. We did what we could. OP continues and says, I am not attracted to you in the slightest possible way.
Don't read off their script, OP. I can help you,
she pleaded. I wrote these. I handed Brick my notes, pissed off to the point where I was just gonna wing it. I am not being maltreated. My friends have been the most incredible influence in my life. More than I thought was possible for a group of people to help another person. I have an incredible girlfriend who's like the opposite of you in every single way. You are the human equivalent of automated telemarketing. You are... I glanced at Brick. Herpes. The human version of herpes, he supplied. Right. You are the human version of fucking herpes. You need help, Legbeard, like some serious goddamn help. You do nothing but mess with my head and make my life miserable. I want you to leave me and my friends and family alone forever. Or I will get you kicked out of therapy. And I swear to fucking God, if I go broke doing it, I will sue you for every last fucking damage that I can get. Oh, I love that, OP.
He'll be scrubbing toilets in Tijuana for pennies, and I'll be standing over him to get my cut.
For all the rest of the bullshit in the story, satisfactory final speech. Can we slow clap? Or is that sarcastic? Because I actually do mean it. I love that. She was shockingly quiet during all this. Kahuna and Bro were acting like rap battle hype men, whooping and shouting after everything I said.
What? Okay. You don't mean that. I love you. The guys only want the sluts, and you're throwing away your soulmate.
She started screaming at me. Legbeard, I'm giving you one chance. If you actually care about me, then you will leave me alone forever. I'm so fucking pissed right now because this is the most I've spoken at once in an entire year. Yeah, sometimes you gotta harness your rage, you know? You bottle it up, and then it explodes in somebody's face, and they're like, well, that was a surprise. I don't know how you're possibly surprised. I didn't give her a chance to respond. Instead, I gave Redhead a huge hug and kissed her. Yay! And then everybody clapped. We left the campus feeling triumphant. I should have known that it wasn't going to be for good when I realized that she wasn't crying and that she was staring after us. Yeah, more determined than ever. Thor said the look she gave us on that day still gives him nightmares. She's been practicing it in the mirror, like, to a weird degree. I condensed the finale into one post. She's officially out of my life for good. She's facing real jail time, or at least a hefty restraining order. Yeah, and she got shot. How's Ranger doing? I guess, yeah. What state are you in? It's probably fine. And if it's not, then it damn well fucking should be. I didn't choose my property over your life. You did. When you walked in here, an unknown. Probably wouldn't jump straight to the gun, though. You bear mace them first. If they start firing, then, I don't know, shoot them. OP says, I am so grateful for everyone who commented supporting me through this. You guys were awesome when it was just me sharing my experiences from a year ago. And you guys were even more awesome once I found out my phone was bugged. Yeah, that kicked it up a notch, you know, like Emerald does. Bam! I can honestly say there wasn't a single person on here that I had any issue talking to. Oh, you haven't met me. That's... You all really did feel like my friends. The people in my life are incredibly grateful to everyone on here as well. You guys gave me an outlet that I didn't have before. I'm exhausted writing all this and exhausted from what happened tonight, so if I don't respond to anyone's comments tonight, it's because I'm past the F out. I'm probably going to post these to r/fatpeoplestories as well. This also gave me an idea for a concussion subreddit. It doesn't seem like there is one right now, and I think it has the potential to be a really awesome community. If anyone is interested in helping or participating in that, please shoot me a PM. Yeah, I think there was one, but, like, we just forgot that it existed. Anyway, stay awesome, r/neckbeardstories. Edit. This is the internet. I fully expected a lot of people to not believe me. I'm not going to defend myself. Doesn't matter either way if you want to believe me or not. I think that's the way to go a lot of times. If you're even asking me the question, you've already made up your mind. It's fine. Ranger's in custody as of right now with no end in sight. I should have said that. I figured it would be assumed. Yeah, happy birthday to me. My brother went to jail. That's fucked up, man. What state are you in? Call Saul Goodman. Did you know you have rights? The Constitution says you do. I can't speak to anything regarding ballistics or what happened with Legbeard being shot. She was shot. I wasn't curious past that. I left the room to comfort my girlfriend and to prevent my neighbors from calling the police a second time. Really, that's it. The cops got my statement about what happened and left me alone. That was an excruciating process. Yeah, but Legbeard's still bouncing around? What is this? Edit 2, it's not exactly an active investigation. Oh my god, you did exactly what you said you weren't gonna do. I'm not gonna defend myself, believe it or not, and then you want to go on and fucking extrapolate all this shit. Like, I guess it's important, but at a certain point, take it or leave it, you know? That's what I say. It is good follow-up, but it sort of makes OP seem like even more like a psychopath because he really just didn't give a shit about his army brother, who he respects more than anything, shooting somebody and going to jail. It didn't bear mentioning in the story. You know what? I'm done with you now. Let's wrap it up. Also, thank you to Patreon patrons and YouTube members for supporting me through some difficult times. I know this episode was a little weird. I'm trying to slide back into it, but I hope that you enjoyed it in some capacity. I really just let it all hang out, you know? Fuck it. It's the only thing that's separating me from the robots at this point. AI voiceovers everywhere? Jesus. Anyway, it's not an active investigation, says OP. My state has very straightforward self-defense laws, and we are all cooperating fully. I'll probably have an update in a week, probably longer, when the dust settles. Okay, so they finally let Ranger go. Shooting was determined just. Rifle is still confiscated, and the CO also wants to know what happened. And we're going ahead with pressing charges. We'll update about that in a separate post. Thanks again, everyone. You fucking rock. Seriously, I'm actually bummed out. I'm not going to be posting regularly anymore. Talking to you all was pretty awesome. Gonna be doing my best to reply to everyone's comments now. Yeah, good luck with that, man. Sometimes you get a little lost in the sauce with the comments, but it is good, that feeling of support. I do understand that. People gathering around you and shit. It's the most amazing thing in the world. It's really the only thing that makes this planet worth living on, you know? Human connection. What if everybody else was gone? It was just you here? Sure, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but think of how many years that would be fun for. Probably forever, actually, come to think of it. I mean, except for, like, the nuclear meltdowns and shit. Like, I literally can't be in a million places at once to cool all the reactor rods. So some shit's gonna get pretty fucked up. I thought there was one more post, but we'll go see what's up with that before I get comments. Yeah, it's here. Memento Part 12. It's basically just OP fucking talking about himself, but we'll do it. It'd be fun to rip on it a little more, wouldn't it? Fine. Hey everyone, how have you guys been? This is really more of a letter than an actual story. Things have been insanely hectic recently, otherwise I would have updated a lot sooner. What the fuck? I guess he did say he was gonna make another post. But yeah, life is hectic, dude. I don't know what to tell you. We do the shit we gotta do. The Reddit notifications on my new phone don't work, unfortunately, but I'm gonna be doing my best to respond to everyone's comments and PMs today. Yeah, and today only. You fucking get it straight. We're big potatoes now. I only got today for you, and that's it. Then I'm moving on forever. So things are still being processed, but it absolutely looks like Legbeard is going away. We saw her parents finally, and they just looked normal. It was jarring because, well, I don't know what I expected, but normal was not it. Well, you didn't talk to them. Most people seem normal on the outside. Then you dig around in their brain for a bit, and I'm like, oh, that's what you're all about. Gross. Her parents paid for a real good lawyer who's trying to get her sentence to be served out in a residential psychiatric care facility. Personally, I'm totally for that. She needs help, and as long as she's kept away from us while she's getting it, I'm totally fine. Ranger was officially reprimanded by the army, but nothing more. The shooting was found to be justified. I found out later that really the only reason there was any doubt is that Ranger had some negative history with the police in high school prior to enlisting. I was a little kid at the time, but apparently there were assault charges. Yeah, now he has a gun. Now it's assault with a deadly weapon. It's going a bad way, I guess. What do you do just like taking your rifle home? I never got to take a sidearm home. They only gave you a pistol, you know, in watch on the Navy or whatever. But you never got to fucking take it with you. You clear it and you give it to the next guy. What the fuck? Okay, sure, whatever. Slap on the wrist for bringing your fucking rifle home. Hate it. Also, we might be going to visit my other brother in rehab soon. I haven't seen him in like forever, so I'm really excited about that. My job's going really well. I took some time off to be with people I care about, but went back to work on Sunday. I'm a barista at Starbucks. That was the new job I was excited about. Bro, fucking good for you. I'm super proud that you're moving forward in your life and things are going well. We don't need the fucking post though. I guess this is the epilogue, you know, where did everybody end up? But I'm not invested enough in any of you to care. You understand that? I'm frustrated. Like, it had high notes, you know, there were good parts of the story. Did it need to go on for 12 parts? I think not. We're just masturbatory after a certain point, aren't we? Definitely. That's where he gets the whipped cream from. Don't drink the frappuccinos.
Elliot Roger here, enjoying a nice vanilla latte.
The learning curve has been super rough because of my processing issues, but I found out we have sticky notes, so I just started writing absolutely everything down. I'm sure your coworkers love that. Fucking think fell in my drink. My manager's also been super understanding and awesome. Therapy's always a bit of a slog. I'm determined to drive before the end of the year, though. That's my goal. We've been practicing a lot of job-related stuff so that I feel less like dead weight on my shifts. Honestly, I gotta give you props for that. At least you are trying to fucking step it up. I see where I'm deficient and would like to improve. Like, I can't come at you for that. I don't take back absolutely everything that I said, but like half of it, I guess. Whatever. Other news. Brick is going to start coaching high school lacrosse. He's super excited about it. Bro is planning on enlisting in the chair force next week. We're all pretty bummed that he's starting that process, but it's been awesome having him around. I'm sure he's going to do some great things, though. Yeah, launch a tomahawk missile into a wedding. Fuck. I finally told Redhead that I loved her. Oh, I wanted to make sure everything was perfect, but then I realized, why the hell wait if I'm feeling it, right? Yeah, why put any effort in? That would be stupid. Being with her is what was gonna make the moment perfect. She smacked me on the arm and said she'd been waiting for me to say it since I showed up at her door to actually ask her out. Yeah, see, now I did. That's the wrap-up they got. That's their big love story arc. The alumni from my class. Wow, even the alumni are getting a fucking epilogue. This is nice. We're going through the whole cast list. Let me tell you about my 6th grade teacher. She let me correct the spelling test. I don't think it was anything nefarious, actually. And the alumni from my class of the lacrosse team are all meeting up and having a big fancy dinner, followed by what Kahuna had been promising would be a crazy party. I'm just excited to see everyone again. Finally, I just want to thank everyone for the massive outpouring of support I've gotten. I mean, seriously, the PMs, the comments, everything. I'm absolutely not ashamed to admit that I teared up reading some of the things people have said. It's just amazing that you guys would care this much about a total stranger. I know, when you put yourself out there, it's sort of nuts. Then there's also, you know, the shitheads like me that try and crap on the nice thing that you wrote and whatnot. But don't you worry, it's only because I'm deficient on some level. No, it's not my zodiac sign. I think I really am just an asshole. I'm very grateful to you, r/LegbeardStories. I'm grateful to every single Jesus Christ, who took the time to read through all 12 posts. Yeah, fucking, you're welcome. Jerk yourself off and kill my retention right at the end there, why don't you? Fucking. I guess it's 12, counting this ridiculously sappy epilogue. And to take an interest in my life, it doesn't matter to me if you believe what I've written or not. I'm just grateful you took the time out of your day to read it. Thanks again, LegbeardStories. Hopefully I don't have anything worse posting again, but hopefully I can stick around and make other people feel just as welcome as you made me feel. Sorry this got so emotional, but this has been an awesome experience. If I could send all of you a Wald's Greatest Person shirt or something like that. Yeah, if I could. You're not gonna finish that? Then you would, presumably? But he didn't say that he would. He's just like, damn, I wish that I could. I still wouldn't do it. But if I had the power, I'd put Fourth Wall out of business, which is where, of course, Red X Industries hosts all their merch. You should go and check that out as well. If you made it this far, you gotta be a fan. You gotta be like something of what we're doing, because this is a fucking mess. Big old soup sandwich right at the end. Shit in the punch bowl, you know? Half of what I said earlier that I took back, I'm taking half of that back. So now you're at 75%. You just fucking write that down, why don't you? Put it on your little sticky note. Stick it on your Starbucks barista hat. You can look at it all fucking day. Why don't you just shut up and make me my $7 coffee? I hope you guys didn't mind me giving you guys general news in my life along with the conclusion to the story. We had the conclusion! Whatever. Again, notifications are a little messed up on my new phone, but I'm going to be doing my best to respond to people's comments throughout the day. Yeah, only today though. If you don't get in here today, it's over for you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. You certainly deserve it. Yes, I certainly do, don't I? Oh, how many things I fucking deserve. I'll tell you this, old son. Nobody deserves nothing in this goddamn world. How you feel, Gubbins?
Bro out here flexing like he's the main character in 12 simultaneous Hallmark movies. Starbucks arc, lacrosse alumni redemption, mysterious brother rehab subplot. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to digest the emotional whiplash from psych ward sentencing to fancy dinner with Kahuna. Gubbins can't keep up, mate. Gubbins dizzy. Mate?
You turned fucking British when you said Starbucks. Is that normal there? You definitely have a point, though. We glossed over the psych ward sentence. It's just like, yeah, I saw our parents. They were normal. Nothing to say. I'm not creative enough to fucking say anything about the parents.
Ah yes, a tale as sprawling as the void itself, yet delivers naught but humble brags and sticky note triumphs. Witness mortals 12 parts deep, and the beast dares to give us news updates. You promise chaos and carnage and instead hand us a Starbucks training diary and Kahuna's party RSVP. Dark Gubbins does not forgive. Dark Gubbins hungers for blood, not barista schedules.
Oh, come on, the barista scheduling was the most interesting part. Starbucks does have good benefits, I'll give you that. But yeah, they're also, you know, a corporate soulless machine that will kill you and your family at the chance to make even like the slightest percentage of profit. So fuck off with all that, said the guy who uploads videos on Google, which is probably infinitely worse. You know what? Don't pay too much attention to that. I think Dark Gubbins said he was hungering for blood, so yeah, I'm just gonna go get a big cup of blood with the boys. And I'll see you at the next one. You can interact with me on social medias. If you made it this far, only if you made it to the end of the video though. And always remember, friends, you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely do deserve it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I shall see you in the next one, my cold black little heart. And until then, bye-bye. 何バカ何バカ